out with your cock out.
Save your breath for screaming.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
If you do not listen,
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 171st episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. This is the final show of the year. Welcome in, everybody. We'll be obviously back next week, but next week will be 2026. So that is what it is. So we're going to have some fun tonight. My name is Samuel the Infamous. For those who don't know, joining me today, as always, is the inimitable Caucasian Sasquatch.
Hey, you guys! What's up, folks? Welcome to the end of the year. This is going to be a blast. I appreciate it.
Right. And joining us, our guest today, ArdentPardy. Welcome in, brother.
Hi, everybody. What in the name of God's great galvanized golden galactic gonads is going on in here?
That's got to be hard to type.
I was going to say, how long did it take you to practice that?
I've typed it so many times, I basically have it memorized.
That's fair.
You know. So when you get to the go to the pearly gates and you find out you got to type your entrance, it's probably going to pop out that.
It's going to be like this long. It's all alliteration.
He writes that in the book of life, and St. Peter's like, yeah, denied.
My biggest fear is that we're going to show up and there's going to be a reading of my 2002 Discords, right? My 2002 chat log from PlayStation.
Right.
Oh no.
Oh man. So I don't know about this like vertical shit, man, because I'm getting notifications for you like twice now.
Okay, that's fine. You can have all my notifications, but if you reach over there on the side and hit the little long button, you can.
I know.
Get rid of it, and you don't have to look at that silly shit.
Yeah, I know. I do find it kind of fascinating because it seems like the vertical is running slightly faster than the horizontal, and so it's there's a bit of a lag on the same screen, showing the same things in different formats.
Yeah, no, it's kind of silly. I get it, but I'm trying to get a read on which does what and what makes what do what, and I don't know how to do that without having the data that I can actually look at.
Yeah, no worries. So welcome in. I don't know if anybody else will be joining us today, as I was telling these guys behind the curtain, but I don't know. They may not. We'll see what happens. I think Abe might be dead, so we'll see what.
Well, and he's in the chat.
Yeah, he's not here though, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, Abe's dead.
That's just his neighbor broke
He's
into
speaking to me from beyond the grave now.
Right? You know, ghosts can talk through like electronics. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
Any Taylor, you'd be thinking you were talking to one now.
Right.
So Dusty tells me I'm AI all the time.
Oh, you know, I get it. I kind of see his point.
What the fuck, dude? I was not expecting that. How?
You pull shit out of your ass so well that I mean, honestly, if you were the AI, you'd be the best AI ever because you're half retarded half of the time.
I'm disappointed and proud. I don't understand how you do this to me.
So, on that note, let's go ahead and say hello to the chat. We are live currently on Twix, YouTube, and Rumble, 2 separate YouTube channels, both Caucasian Sasquatch and Samuel the Infamous. If you're in any of those places, drop a comment, let us know you're here. Let's get started. We got first up, Sweetly Morbid Bear. Welcome in. I'm assuming she's referring to your thumbnail because that was funny.
Thumbnail.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We've got Fletch with us. Hello, good to see you, man. We've had as I scroll down, there's a lot of ArdentPardy here, which is hilarious because you're on panel.
I was patting my feet.
Yeah. Dead Shots? Is that what? Yeah, Dead Shots.
Welcome in,
Okay.
Dead Shots. I
well,
think I've seen him once before. We got Mindful Exposures. Her name is Sarah Esra. Hi, Esra. Last time I didn't say hi to her. She freaked out on me. Threw 2 boxes of wine. It was fantastic. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome in, dude. It just took me a second for my eyes are not as good as they used to be. So I started like looking at that like it was some kind of weird fucking cursive I'd never seen before with all the underscores. But I got it eventually. So we also have Old Blindy with us tonight. Good to see you, my man. I see JB in the chat. Howdy. Welcome. We have the new GM 942. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm hearing it's all Arden's fault. Okay. I will blame him.
Noted.
Shadow of Hawk, who can't be here with us today on account of his family dragged him outdoors. So
Forced him to touch grass. That's fucking great. He might even meet a woman out there. Shit.
Right. Fun fact: he's actually in my state right now, taking a tour of the greatness that is Yellowstone. And once again, kid, I just got to put this out there: don't pet the fluffy cows.
Actually, I disagree, sir. He's one of those basic bitches, and I want to tell you something about basic bitches. When they take selfies with wild animals, the wild animals let them, and you should note that shit. For a second.
I'm saying he's going to be like a Disney princess singing in the woods, and all the animals just like show up to hear him.
Yeah, he could be a Disney prince. I mean, he might get a look, right?
I didn't say prince.
I think you did, but it's Disney, so it goes either way, bro.
We've got All Wine with us. Welcome in. As previously mentioned, Abe's going to get you in the chat. Abe's not going to get us today.
Wait, Arden, have you gotten Abe's yet?
I've gotten Abe's at least once. Yeah, it's for a week and then it went away.
It's going to get you again. Trust me.
It's a thing. It's a thing. We've got Mindful Exposures with us. Hello, howdy, welcome in.
Hello, Ezra.
I think that's everybody in chat so far. Like I said,
she's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's huge. She's a big bitch.
But yeah, if you're coming in or whatever, just let us know you're here, and we'll do our best to acknowledge at least one thing that you say. So
I always reserve the right to completely ignore anyone.
I mean, I do that on occasion. Like sometimes I don't, though. Like you've been here. Sometimes somebody says something in a chat that just rankles me, and I'm like, "All right, motherfucker."
Dude, it tickles me.
I'll pick up
Dennis.
Back a little bit, Sam. I'll say hi to Violence's Life and Mind Stretcher over in the chat as well.
That's Dennis. They just popped in. And Violence's Life, she's pretty hardcore, bro. You'd like her if you could get through the weirdness.
I think Violence followed me like a year ago. I don't see her in chat here. She's not showing up on my side. But welcome. Good to see you.
I have all 3 chats open. So that would probably help.
Yeah. Well, they should all be showing up on the StreamYard side.
That's weird.
But yeah, for some reason she's not showing up over here. And also welcome to Mind Stretcher.
Like that.
So but yeah, we have some stuff to cover today. Mostly, as I've been telling these guys backstage, mostly it's silliness. We're gonna have some fun today. I don't want to get too deep into weeds with all the shit going on, like the fact that Plano, Texas is currently on fire because of a religious war.
Well, I mean,
that was not what I expected when you said it was on fire, but
hold on a second.
Short reflection tells me why. Yeah.
Dude, that's not on my bingo card.
Yeah, well, it's not like on fire, but yeah, shit's heating up pretty bad there. Because that Muslim community that built itself 20 years ago and all that. Well, apparently people are pushing back, and they're pushing back pretty hard.
So, do you remember? I can't remember the name of the sect, but there was this Indian cult that moved into some place out in freaking Indiana, Oregon, or some crap, and they found some small town with like 320 people, and they bought 35,000 acres and built them a compound and put 3,000 people in it, and then outvoted the locals. And they ended up getting taken out by, first of all, they built their compound too close to town on actually town annexed land, which made them subject to all of the laws of the town, which made what they were doing essentially illegal. And they ended up getting run out of town on a rail. But basically, they brought in a huge, massive number of Indian immigrants and outvoted the locals through force.
Right.
Started changing local laws and stuff to suit their religious doctrines.
I think I remember hearing something about that. I don't remember where they were,
like back in
but
the late 70s.
For our foreign viewers, just so you're aware, geographically speaking, Indiana and Oregon are about 1,000 miles apart.
Right. I just remember it was some hinterlands area. Might have been Texas, Arizona, something. It was out there though. It was flyover country.
We're just gonna go all over the country.
Sure. I mean, I don't remember where it was. I just remember it was a very similar story to the whole David Koresh thing, where they went and bought a thing and was going to live there and do the off-grid shit and homestead with 13 wives or whatever they were doing. But these people did it specifically as a political method to overtake the local commerce and everything. And they basically got run out on the rail after a few months. The leader of that group got picked up for some not so nice things with children.
Weren't they like an offshoot of the Hare Krishnas or some shit?
They were.
I felt Rajneeshpuram. Is that it?
That sounds very close.
Wasco County, Oregon, 8188. Yep.
Right.
It was in the chat.
Traded over the 70s though. It became an issue in the 80s.
That sounds right.
Fair enough. I don't know that I agree with that statement 100%, but I get what you're saying.
I have no opinion to offer, as I live in Canada and could be arrested for offering it.
Yeah, that's a great opinion. I see what you mean.
Right.
I see exactly what you mean, sir.
So that's actually been kind of a fun little thing that's been happening a lot lately too. So there's over in Europe, they're doing this thing. I forget what the exact name of the act is, but basically anybody who says anything on the internet ever that violates their laws is liable to penalties and fines and that sort of thing, regardless of where you are. Apparently,
come get me.
Well, yeah, no. See, the issue is like, let's say hypothetically, you, me, and Sam perform a miracle and have a viral video and we go huge, and then we don't really have a whole lot of relationship together, and so there's no need for us to continue together if we're all successfully separate. Then 10 years from now they want to do a meetup in England, offers $500,000 a piece, and you fly in there and suddenly your ass gets picked up for shit from 2012. Like, oh no.
Well, and that's the issue that they're running into, is that pesky First Amendment of the United States. It's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna make it so that people in fucking Ireland can't see my shit? I mean, that sucks for people in Ireland who watch me, but you can't actually stop me from saying anything, and you can't force me to pay fines to the Irish fucking government. I am not a subject of yours. Fuck off.
In fact, I've got quite a significant military unit that says no.
Right. So, and if you'd like to come to my front door and try to make me pay said fine, you are more than welcome to try.
Yep. By all means, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope.
I'll ignore that like I do local bills. All right. So we got G-Man 88 coming in. Welcome. And also Dennis Bigfoot. I do apologize. Like I have been bitching for a while now. The update that caused everybody's ats to show rather than their screen names, that's not on us. That's totally YouTube.
We don't get
everybody do that shit. It's fucking retarded, but it is what it is. It's probably just to make it easier for the fucking AI to run you down, honestly. So, but he laughs in Second Amendment. Yep, definitely. Yeah, so we have we have a few things we're going to cover today, a few goofy things, fun things, I think. But first, we're going to start off with horrors beyond your comprehension. Just because I know it makes Sasquatch.
So
I know it's going to be a chick.
blame him.
Yeah.
Blame that guy?
Things
Guy
that
over.
individual cells are conscious. It also ties in with plants consciousness and the idea that there is another state between life and the end of life. And I'm not going to dismiss it wholesale, but let's talk about what that argument is and why maybe it's not reasonable. Again, you'll see lots of articles that are by scientists.
So we already know that death happens in stages, right?
Yes, but this has some other consequences, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, we already know that death happens in stages. So, I mean, just once consciousness leaves, that doesn't necessarily mean that like your individual cells die off right away, kind of thing. And that's kind of where she's getting at. But they get into this thing about how cells have their own consciousness, which I don't necessarily buy, but it is kind of a fascinating little thing here.
All right, so there's this concept that, have you ever heard of genetic memory?
Oh yeah.
So there's been this this bit of supposed advancement in this area of memory where we've now got enough data over enough generations of humans that's accurate enough to be like, okay, so 200 years ago, his grandfather was trampled by freaking cows and survived and then fathered his father. And now he's scared of cows, right?
Yeah.
I know this sounds silly, and
no, it's like why we're afraid of things beyond the circle of firelight, kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though the firelight's not really a thing anymore.
What I'm getting at is, if cells have a certain amount of consciousness, this would lead credence to the concept of a neural earth net that all cells might be a part of in like a quantum type communication state in ways we don't even understand by methods we don't have yet to perceive, right? Because if there is a stage between life and death, it would seem to me that that stage might be quite susceptible to these types of communications.
Sure, I can see that. This kind of goes along with that whole we are stardust theory.
Well, I mean, I kind of like that
stars.
Say that again, Arden.
I say I kind of like that theory because the idea that every molecule or every atom rather in your body came from somewhere else, and obviously some that higher chain, some that had to have come from stars. I mean, it's in terms of physics, it makes absolute sense. So it's kind of romanticizing the fact that we have a physical connection to the universe around us. So I kind of like that. But
I dig it.
Yeah, kind of, Abe. Yeah, morphic field theory, which
right.
Hilariously, Terry Pratchett talked a lot about.
Yep. That and headology.
Yeah.
Which is a different thing.
You know, sort of the shape of the thing defines the thing's nature kind of deal.
Sort of, yeah. But the use of a thing can define, the use of the thing can define the shape of the thing. The shape of the thing defines its function, and its function is that use. And so while it's not always the case, quite often a thing defines itself by its very nature. I think I just quoted Terry Pratchett. I'm sorry.
I think, no, it's fine. Terry Pratchett's one of the finest authors who ever lived, in my opinion.
I love to quote Terry Pratchett. One of my favorite ones is give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Or no, sorry, wait. Build a man a fire and he's warm for a night. Set a man on fire and he's warm for the rest of his life.
Yeah, all 16 seconds of it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. My personal favorite is actually, I think, from Mort, where he says to Mort, "There is no justice. There's just us."
Just us. Yes, that's my favorite one too. In fact, I drop that shit regularly when people start talking about this type of justice or another type of justice. I'll just say, "There is."
Dude, I said that to my mom the other day, and she looked at me like I was going to shoot up a post office.
Well, I've done that too. I've had that same reaction. I was talking to my brother one afternoon, and he said something about, there not being any justice in the federal government. I just looked at him and said, "There is no justice. There's just us." but I did it in the sound of like death. And he just stared at me and was like, fucking calm down, dude. I'm just saying, bro.
Well, Aaron Laura is saying here that she doesn't like the idea of interconnected conscience only because evil science will just use that as an excuse to borg us together. Otherwise, it sounds nice to the kumbaya. See, yes, and to the kumbaya thing, no. If you actually look at the nature of the universe, it is very carnivorous and predatory, and I think that's what binds us together.
All right, she just hit a nerve.
Yeah, that whole thing was a bit too gooey for me.
We had a lot of fallout recently of doing that whole settlement system thing, trying to build a super. Anyway,
yeah.
I've also been watching Westworld, and I've been having like really deep thoughts on the concepts of AI and synthetic humans and the whole Cylon question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that consciousness can be quantified into an electronic format, I don't think that's actually a thing. Even a simulacrum of consciousness would spiral into instability, I think, because we reboot constantly.
It's true, yeah. I like the idea of AI that when you turn it on, immediately becomes schizophrenic and kills itself.
Right.
Well, I mean, even the ones that stay stable for a while. Here's what I want to do. I would like to have this happen. I want to find 3 different YouTubers who lean heavily on AI for their functions, right? And I would like to get the 3 of them to sit there and use their AIs to question each other back and forth and see what happens with the conversation and how that goes. Because large language models are not artificial intelligence. They are language preference machines.
I like the idea of making the machines fight for our amusement.
Right? Yeah. No, I just.
Hey, I mean, so will they. You know, it'll be fine. They like what we program them to like. That's kind of what I'm. My thought on it generally is that consciousness is not a biological function. That there's something more metaphysical to it, and that a machine can't just generate consciousness. Now, if it ever does, then we get into like BSG territory. What has a soul? Where does it come from? That kind of thing. But generally speaking, no, I don't think that the consciousness in that regard. I think there's an aspect of life that can't be quantified, like you were saying.
I think you have to go a lot deeper before you even get to the consideration of a soul, because there's a lot of steps before you get to the concept of a soul. Free will, the capability of thinking in the abstract, meaning religiosity and the fuzzy wuzzies. Because here's the thing, the only difference between a religious zealot and a schizophrenic is one of them blames God.
That's interesting.
They can both blame God.
Perhaps. But they're not necessarily different. I mean, one guy thinks the voices in his head are God, and he does the things that the Bible tells him to. The other guy thinks that the voices in his head are God and does what the voices tell him to, which are different.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that there's something more to it than that. That there's like chicks like Gabriel Torch here. And when I say chicks, I mean scientists. It's something that needs to be said, I think, again and again and again, is that, first of all, scientists and experts, quote unquote experts, are people, and people are corruptible and can be bought. So they will oftentimes just say the thing that they're being paid to say by whoever's funding them. Right. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't some truth to what they're saying, or that they're not uncovering stuff or whatever and all that stuff. But generally speaking, they will go in the direction that the money is coming from. And all that. And as a result of that, I think that a lot of what they're looking into, this is why we got boner pills before a cure for cancer across the board.
This is why we got boner pills before we got nerve attenuated or nerve actuated prosthetics.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just I think that there's a certain level of superficiality to commercialized science, and that because of this, they're never going to be able to even get to a point where they can start asking the right questions in terms of consciousness and where it comes from. Obviously, philosophers have kind of cornered the market on that for the better part of 5,000 years. But again, I'm not sure it can be quantified. Like the real essence of what it is to be self-aware, what it is to be conscious. And maybe it is in the DNA. Who knows? But I don't think we'll find it.
And I don't think it's in the DNA. I think it's in the experience. All right. So one of the things that AI will inevitably be able to help us with is time. We are but short-lived flames in this existence. We flare so bright and so short in our lives. And AI will be an experiential tool that's capable of operating from now until the literal extinction of its source code, right?
Sure.
Even dismantling the AI doesn't necessarily get rid of its experiences, because they are utilized in the making of the next AI in the sequence. And so inevitably, virtually all experiences all AI everywhere will inevitably be consumed by the overarching AI of the future. Because I believe, like Highlander, there could be only one. Well, it's a cell. Think about it. Life in all of its aspects has always taken two paths to infinity. One is reproduction. The other is immortality. A cell
Yeah.
can operate as an immortal. I mean, look at tardigrades. I mean, they're virtually immortal. And
Lobsters.
well, I mean, okay, I'll give you that. Lobsters are an
Dude,
interesting point.
carcinization, man. All things return to crab.
Right? 16 lobsters and none of them are related.
Right.
Wait, what? We got two that seem to be the same species. They're not. They're identical. Nope.
There will be nothing left but the one singular cosmic lobster.
Right?
We're gonna end up with a church of lobster at this rate.
I'd be surprised. There's a church of gadget, bro. In Russia, there's a full-blown cult of gadget. If there is not a lobster church out there somewhere.
I mean, I think it's in its nascent stages. Jordan Peterson is the high priest.
I figured it'd be Mr. Krabs.
Yes, there is a group that worships lobsters. The Holy Order of the Claw is a faith dedicated to a deity known as the Clawed One, an ever-growing lobster believed to have divine potential.
Is it just me, or does that sound like the esoteric order of Dagon?
Rebranded.
As of July 2025, the movement has grown significantly, with over 144,000 followers just on Facebook.
Oh, bullshit. The 144,000 is just too fucking convenient.
Oh man, that's a funny fucking number. Like, for those of you who are unaware of the nuances of Jehovah's Witnesses, they believe only 144,000 people are getting into heaven. It's just,
I believe there was a reference in the sagas of there being 144,000 Valkyrie to pluck the souls of men from battle.
It's a common number because it's 1,000 grows. So.
Yeah. So it's that's funny. That sounds more like a flying spaghetti monster kind of thing, though, where it started.
It does feel kind of we're just fucking with people kind of stuff. Yeah,
right. I'm a little worried because Trump's
I shall bow before the claw.
It's this thing so serious, and for like the past 30 years, I've been putting Jedi as my
right
on every government document I've ever touched.
I will turn on my red lightsaber.
Please don't. That thing is loud.
I know.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I think that there's probably more to it than scientists are going to get at, and she is very much in the, five senses are all there is kind of category, I think.
very materialist? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But just to revisit something Sasquatch was saying earlier too, you were talking about before, or actually it might have been both of you guys. Before we get to the point of being able to quantify a soul, we've got to be able to quantify a mind, a consciousness, and depending on your criteria, I mean, there are people walking around without those. So
right. I know some dogs that are more personable to some people I know, and I would trust them more than a person.
I know.
Swear to God. And so that's a thing. So yeah, before we ever get to the question of a soul in computational spheres, like an AI soul, I don't believe that you can have a soul without loss. I think suffering might be a part of that. I think the ability to suffer and to still come out of it with hope and with determination and the moxie to pull your fucking bootstraps up and go get to it. That's a thing of life. That's not just human. That's not just American. That's life. And without that type of stressing, I don't think you'll ever reach the level of soul.
I don't think that's. I don't see it that way. Like I do. I kind of get what your point is, but I think that everything that lives and breathes has a soul. A little pagan here, but in terms of that soul growing into something worth something, I'd agree with you. I think that growth requires suffering and sacrifice.
Well, you can see it over the space of a single lifetime. Those people who had it so hard that you know had a rough go of it coming up are the most solid folks you find as adults, or they're out there, skis and crack and sucking dick in bathrooms. But it's one or the other. They're either solid as a fucking rock or they're completely skeezed out. There doesn't really seem to be a lot of middle game on that.
Right. So now this was a bit of a tangent, but let's see what else she has to say here. I did watch this one prior, by the way. There's no surprises in it.
People with PhDs, people who do research, but we aren't always familiar with arguments within fields, and then they can be taken very out of context within the public eye. Now, these are often by scientists, by researchers, people in the field, but we're not really familiar with a lot of arguments within fields. So when the news gets a hold of it, it's sometimes taken out of context, or even there is just wild ideas within fields that people don't really accept. That third state they're talking about is the capacity to take a cell and turn it into a living machine like xenobots. These are made from the skin cells of frogs. They can be assembled, they can even reproduce and eat and do jobs, and they don't just turn into a frog.
I know you want to scream.
Why amphibians? Why amphibians?
Because their stem cells are malleable.
That's why it's dangerous. You don't understand, do you?
Michael Crichton warned us.
Michael Crichton warned us.
So did Alex Jones.
In several books, he was reading Michael Crichton at the time. In several books,
cells to make robots into frogs.
I'm not going to do it. But no, the issue with using amphibians for this type of stuff is that amphibian DNA and specifically the cellular structure of amphibians and their environment all lend towards a more survivable type of entity,
Right. Well, that's why they go with amphibian DNA and that sort of thing, amphibious cells, because they are by nature and by definition a
transitional species.
Metamorphic species.
Right. Oh, bro, this is gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the one that's gonna do it, though. We're getting closer. One day I'm gonna be like, oh, that's it. I'm just gonna stand up, leave, and just that's it.
Walk off and say the hell with this. I'm done.
Yep. Grab my bug out bag, my wife, and leave. Sign everything over to the kids, and go to that place upstate that I've had peeked out since I was 14.
No way.
There's the capacity for cells outside of the entire amalgamation of a living creature to do other stuff, but we kind of already knew that. Yes, we are multicellular life forms, and we very likely arose from single-celled life forms that came together as a group, and then those groups took on different jobs, and eventually we became a whole thing. That does not mean that individual cells have consciousness. Let's define our terms because there's a lot of confusion here. Consciousness comes in two flavors: the medical terminology, which would mean that you are alert and responsive, and the psychological terminology that is much more philosophical, and that is the capacity to understand yourself as separate from others. It has a lot to do with theory of mind. Theory of mind being that you understand that others have their own internal worlds, and, not even all humans really meet that definition. But consciousness
She just called
for
a bunch
long
of y'all
time
stupid.
was defined by one's
Specifically, she was shooting at GHAL.
I thought she was aiming for Abe personally.
I don't
No,
know
Abe
if
has an
that's-
internal monologue.
Yeah, but it's just Zordon. It doesn't count.
Right.
ability to recognize themselves in a mirror. That will bring us to a much more controversial and reasonably controversial question, which is, can things like plants be conscious? They don't have a brain, so they aren't perceiving themselves in the same way that we are, but there's a lot of evidence that they have the capabilities to do things that we would define as conscious in an animal. I've covered some of the research here. Plants can have things like vision, they can speak to each other, maybe even recognize who is kin, so a related plant, and they're doing
Boy,
He's going.
they're hanging a lot of shit on the door of pheromones. They're all right. All right. So pheromones can be exceptionally complex. In fact, they're so complex as to make them virtually indecipherable without a crib sheet. Crib sheet being a very specific thing, like, say, a given ant colony, right? You can study one ant colony over time and derive what the meanings of various pheromones are based off of their utilization and in what context they're utilized, because you can document every part of the ant colony because you've got it in a lab. If you take that information out into the world, it just turns into fucking gibberish because none of those ants speak the same pheromonic language. Same would be true for plants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's this much, there's a language's worth of diversity in a communication method does not make it a language. All right, I think I had an aneurysm.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think you're probably right there. What's interesting about ants, like when you talk about how the pheromones mean different things in different colonies, kind of thing, or they have their own unique pheromones rather to communicate within their colonies, and therefore they can't communicate with other ant colonies, at least not in the same way. This explains why ants are one of the other species, the only other species on the planet besides man that actually wages war because of a lack of communication.
Yeah, basically. Well, not only that, but yeah, there are things referred to as super queens. You heard about this in East Texas?
No.
All right. So because they're in East Texas and they're an invasive species and there's nothing that's really eating them, the queens are living multiple generations longer. And so as a byproduct, the queens have been the super queens, which would be like an original ant nest from 20 years ago, right? Who has a second generation queen living in it and has now consolidated a county's worth of freaking earth under its daughters and progeny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, well, it has to do with the pheromones. All of the daughters of the super queen utilize the same basic set of pheromones, and as such, they don't attack each other when they come across each other. Instead, they basically wage war by throwing dead ants and poop across the invisible line. And so if you come across one of these super queen areas, you'll find these little piles of dead ants and poop along these weird little lines on the ground. And those
So they drop.
they're basically bad neighbors. They throw corpses and trash over the wall. They don't cross the line, but they'll throw it over the wall.
So are they establishing a border, or are they committing biological warfare?
I mean, 6 one way,
Yes.
half dozen the other. I mean, I think there's a lot to be learned from the observation of the behavior there, because that is hilarious to me, that rather than waging war between like granddaughters of a super queen, they just throw poop over the wall.
Right.
They don't cross, they don't go in, because if they do, they get attacked, right?
I think they're this is how you know ants are stupid. They're doing it wrong, right? If you're gonna make a fence of corpses to keep your neighbors out, make sure they're your neighbors' corpses.
Yeah, use your neighbor's corpses, you dumbass.
We're waiting for the answer to Vlad Tepes.
Right. Oh man, I love that guy. Yeah.
Y'all should hash that out. Here, so we're gonna take this down, and you two just talk about Vlad the Impaler for a minute. I'm telling you, man, it'll be fucking worth it. I'm gonna go get something to drink. Y'all entertain yourselves.
Oh, he's serious. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. We can take that down for the time being.
You have to admire a guy who was kidnapped by the Turks, and they attempted to indoctrinate him to be a Turk, essentially.
They did indoctrinate his brother.
Yeah, they got his brother, yeah. Poor Radu.
Radu the Handsome. By the way, this guy's name through life was Radu the Handsome, right? And he was, one of the heads of the Janissaries and all that stuff later in life. He went to war against Wallachia and whoever else was, in Mehmed's way. But what's really funny to me is, like, you don't get a nickname like that in the Ottoman fucking Empire without being butt fucked as a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was part of a harem.
Yeah, he was definitely what is that term? Bakubazi, is that what it is?
I just want to remind you specifically what it was that he did to those fellers.
Well, he did to them what they did to his brother, so it's fair.
Do unto others, I guess.
Right.
As they used to do unto you.
No, that whole family had it kind of rough, right? The two youngest were basically political hostages, and one of whom became the concubine, who later grew into prominence in the Ottoman Empire. The other one who ruled his homeland on 3 separate occasions and was in prison in between. And his older brother and father, who were murdered by Hungarians in some of the most horrific ways possible to make an example of them.
and then there's Vlad, who, bad neighbors make great fences.
It's true. They do. It's a fact. Look, the what was it? Right after the famous night raid, right, when the Turks get all pissy because out there they come into our camp and fuck our shit up and try to kill our sultan, even though he wasn't there. So they launched this invasion into Wallachia, and they get to the border, and there are 20,000 Turks on pikes, and some of them aren't even dead yet.
Yeah, that would get your attention.
And they're like, "Yeah, fuck this, we're out." I think the exact quote from the commander of the Janissaries was, "How could we ever hope to prevail against someone who would do this?"
That's terrorism, folks. That's terrorism. Yeah. That is
how you do it.
They literally turned around and went home because of the fence.
Well, I mean, the Romans used to crucify prisoners along roads.
Yes.
But all they were doing, they weren't hammering nails through guys. They were just tying them up and letting them essentially suffocate against their own.
They would usually break their femurs with the sledgehammer too, but yeah.
Yeah, but even so, it doesn't look nearly as brutal as a forest of impaled corpses.
Yeah, especially since most of them were impaled through the anus. Yeah, it wasn't like in the movies. They weren't impaling them through the chest. It wasn't like a quick right through the heart thing. They were sticking them up their asses and letting them slide slowly down. Sometimes it take like 3 fucking days to die.
Oh my god! I just had a thought.
What you have to do to finish off a vampire now, because you're supposed to impale them with a stake.
Dude, hold up. Are you guys aware of John and Vasquez?
Oh my god, let me get this out, please.
Okay.
Do you remember the "You Can't Do That on Television" skit where they used to pop out of the lockers and tell locker jokes?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the comic book, I want a panel, just one page, where it's a group of people impaled on stakes joking about Vlad the Impaler. Like talking to the people walking by the folks in the army. It's like, there's always that one guy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, John Vasquez. You guys know who he is?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so he's a
maybe I can
Canadian comic book artist, and he also dabbled in television, notably the creator of Invader Zim. If you don't know who that is, it's fine.
Familiar with his work. I wasn't aware.
What Invaders in?
He got famous with a comic book called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac that he followed up with Squee and I Feel Sick and Everything Can Be Beaten. Like it's very. It's not child friendly. I'll just say that there's a lot.
I remember Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
So in it, he also put out a thing called the BAC, or the Bad Art Collection, and in it was a story about a goth kid who wanted to be a vampire, and he gets bit by a vampire, and it turns out that it's not a normal kind of vampire; it's a shit-sucking vampire. He latches onto people's asses to suck the shit out of their asses, and then somebody tries to impale him through the heart with a stake later, and he's like, "Yeah, that's not where that stake needs to go."
Remember, kids, don't get bit by a Pricolacus.
Have you ever played any Ambush Bug?
Oh yeah,
dude, Ambush Bug. I've met maybe 6 people on YouTube who were even remotely familiar with Ambush Bug. Let me explain. Ambush Bug is a schizophrenic, and he's supposed to be going to the doctor today, but the pills made him feel funny, so he stopped taking them last week. And he's gonna go to the doctor, but first he has to save the world. And each episode, and let me explain. He knows he's a superhero because while he was trying to clean up, he got his feet tangled up in the phone cord because he tried to answer the phone while he was sweeping, and he couldn't do either one of them at the same time because he's fucking insane. And he fell out the window into a pile of fucking laundry. And by the time he got out of the laundry, he had his underwear over his clothes and a sheet draped over his shoulder. So he figured he must be a fucking superhero. And now he's Ambush Bug. He's basically wearing pajamas upside down. Basically, his head sticking out of the foot.
Ambush Bug was the Tick before the Tick.
Yeah, right. Well, now the Tick's a little different. He's just non-vulnerable and happened to land here. Ambush Bug is just dark. It's like kind of like the Max, right?
Oh yeah.
Which with Ambush Bug, there's no duality of anything, but with the Max, there's a world that is his insane ramblings and a world that is real. And people occupy both worlds, but are different in the different worlds. It's deep.
Yeah, because he's a schizophrenic.
Or he is actually a transdimensional superhero there to save the princess.
I do like how the Max sort of leaves that up to your interpretation, though.
Yeah, the thing is, Max doesn't know himself. He's not sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of these chicks tells him every single time that he's crazy, he needs help, he should take his meds, and the other one begs him to stop taking the meds so that he can come save her.
Aaron's right. Holy shit. So yesterday on Abyssal Musings, for those who did not witness it, the atrocity, for the day after Christmas, Larry decided to run through an entire list of all the things that had been stuck in people's pelvic orifices and pulled out by like medical personnel, including dental picks in the urethra.
Was this
why
his personal desire?
Or I don't know why. I think he does this shit because he knows it makes me fucking cringe. And as you all know, not a whole lot does.
Yeah, sounding will do it for me.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad you know sounding,
sir.
Sounding
why the fuck do you know that? Wait, no.
Yeah, certain things a grown man should never get up to, and sounding is right at the top of that list.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's it's felching is here, sounding is right there,
and right below felching is docking.
Hold on. Wait a second. What the fuck is felching? How did I miss that?
Alec Baldwin. Or sorry, not Alec Baldwin.
Richard Gere.
The other one. There you go. Thank you.
Right. I got you. I've heard the word. I knew what it was. I had forgotten. But when you said it, I thought of Richard Gere, but I couldn't tell you why.
That's pretty much the only association you should ever have.
I feel bad for that guy, not because he, the gerbil and the whole thing. That's an entirely different kind of fucking disgusting ass worms and perversion. But I do kind of feel bad for the guy because the one fucking time he stands up and says "Free Tibet," he gets blacklisted forever.
Yep.
Did you ever see him in First Night?
Yeah, long time ago.
So I worked in a movie rentals, and we would have 9 or 10 copies of The First Night available. Now, there would only be one on the shelf, but the chicks would come in and pick this thing up every Friday afternoon. We might have 8 of them get rented out at the same time. There was this one particular part where Richard Gere climbs out of the waterfall, and you get a full rear shot of his butt, and I had to replace that clip. I actually kept old copies. Like, we would buy a new copy and cut that clip in to the old ones so that it wouldn't fuck up the new ones so bad. Because a lot of people didn't give a shit. If it wasn't an old lady that was renting the damn thing, we'd let them get one of them that was clipped where that particular scene was missing.
Yeah.
So it would get, let's just say, it would get quite fuzzy.
You could take that shot. You could take that shot and you could animate, like AI would make, like Lemmy Winks would go very well in that scene. That's all I'm saying.
Who's the dude? Is it Meat Canyon that does the Chaotic Good Barbarian skits?
I don't recall.
The fucking lich around as a trophy on his back to warn other immortal motherfuckers what will happen. Dude, I saw that shit the other day and I almost cried. And let me explain why. I played D&D most of my life. And one of the guys I played with, his name was John. And he was probably the most absolutely diabolical motherfucker I've ever encountered. If you ever play with me, when you die, you can blame John. John had a character who you know what a Death Knight is?
Oh, yeah.
Vaguely.
Okay. So a Death Knight is basically a 15th level warrior that's a suit of armor that died a long time ago, and he's an absolute fucking unit. And he never stops. He never sleeps. He's basically a magical Terminator. He's bad motherfucker. Usually they're carrying around like a +4, +5 sword or Dragon's Bane or some goddamn shit like that. They've got all the magical shit that a 15th level fighter would have. They're usually disgraced paladins, and so they get a bunch of darkness associated powers with that, and they're undead. So they're just an absolute unit. This guy, he had a sort of sharpness, and he cut off the arms and legs of a Death Knight and stuck him inside a freaking bag. So that when every so many rounds, when he does his glare or what the fuck ever, it would be over his shoulder and he couldn't see it. He was like a walking tank, bro. It was fucking crazy. When I saw that lich hanging on homeboy's back, I laughed so hard I almost cried.
He turned the Death Knight into a predator cannon. I'm impressed.
Yeah, instead of plasma caster, it's like penance stare.
Homeboy out had a staring contest with Medusa and won.
Right.
I haven't blinked in years.
Oh yeah. Is that Meat Canyon does that one?
I think so. I think it's Meat Canyon.
That's come up in my shorts like a bunch of times in the last couple of weeks, and I always, if it's being recut from somewhere else, I always hit like anyway. I don't care.
I can't get past their animation style. Like I like a lot of their concepts, and some of their jokes are just fucking brilliant. But fucking that animation is hideous, man.
It's supposed to be off-putting. Have you ever watched any Super Jail stuff?
Not on purpose. Yes.
All right. Yeah, no, yet again, the animation style takes a little getting used to, but
I fucking hated Super Jail.
I fucking loved it, dude. I get fucking high as hell, take me a couple of shots and watch 4 hours of Super Jail, come away schizophrenic for a couple hours.
There was a period where fucking Adult Swim just went face first into the ugliest animation possible. Squidbillies, I'm looking at you.
Bitch, I love Squidbillies. If you say anything about my boat truck, I'm gonna fuck you up. Did I tell you about? I convinced a dude from England that Appalachian squids were a thing. I did. All right, now here's the fucked up thing. If you go investigate the Appalachian squid question, there are actual accounts of people catching freshwater squid in North Georgia and Kentucky rivers. They're bullshit. I doubt any of them are true because they're all from a very specific group of writers, right? That worked at several different newspapers and operated through Telegraph. They just flooded the fucking internet with this particular handful of stories. And I suspect this might be something for the Wayback Machine, because I think those became available right around the time the Squidbillies were being made. So I've always wondered about that, because I never looked until after the Squidbillies. It didn't occur to me.
I don't know, man. I honestly, I think it really begins with Brendan Small. You go back far enough. Like, obviously, he's responsible for Metalocalypse, which is one of the greatest fucking cartoons of all goddamn time, in my opinion. But he didn't start there. He started with Home Movies, and Home Movies was relatively early on in the whole Adult Swim thing. And I think a lot of people kind of took inspiration and, frankly, laziness from him when it came to the styles that they were using down the road, and they just got fucking worse, man. And look, I'm not knocking Squidbillies as a show. It's fun and it's hilarious and it's really good, but it is hard on the eyes.
Yeah. What was the chick's name? The one that Earl was in love with?
I don't fucking remember. I haven't watched that shit in like 15 years.
Damn, dude. Just all of it in my head just now.
Yep. Old Blindy. I'm Dr. Roxo. I do cocaine. Yeah.
I like cocaine.
Cocaine.
Right.
Dr. Roxo is another example of something that's absolutely hideous and absolutely hysterical at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my Lord. I'm not a huge fan of the animation style of Rick and Morty.
No, it's awful.
I had to get over it and just watch it. A couple of my kids liked watching it, and I kind of got sucked into the philosophical of the plurality of worlds. First of
all, I think you're reading too deep into it. Everybody thinks Justin Roiland's some kind of fucking genius. I don't think he is. I think he's an asshole, and I think he's a pretentious asshole at that. And I think it shows in his show. Look, if he was really some kind of genius, it wouldn't just be a bunch of like random bullshit.
Right.
Because that's what that show is. It's random fucking bullshit. It tricks you in that first season into thinking that, hey, maybe there's going to be some kind of like storyline that continues on down the road with like Evil Morty with the eye patch and all that shit. But no, they just fucking drop all of that. And they're like, oh, we're going to go do this retarded thing now.
I was doing a regular show with a guy who would basically take his show topics from the previous Rick and Morty. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I never told him I figured out where he was getting his show topics from. But I was always very well prepared for the next show because I just watched the Rick and Morty. And I gotta thank my kids for that one, because I was watching Rick and Morty. I was like, wait, we covered all of that shit on a show last week. They were like, well, that's the one that just came out. You want to watch the one that came out tonight? And I'm like, yes. Step up with it, and seemed like the smartest guy on that show for a while, because I kind of had a rough guesstimate.
Right. I don't know, man.
I haven't loved any animated show as much as I've loved Archer. It's James Bond.
I will agree with you up through season 7 or 8.
I didn't.
That not so much.
Like 5, 6, 7, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. When
there's a certain point that shows up where you should just look at yourself and go, okay, we need to stop and do something else.
Right. When Barry comes back as a fucking good guy again, like I'm like, no, that's the no.
I missed all of that. I don't know. I don't understand. I guess I don't understand the lack of world building and plot. It's all basically lore. It reminds me hugely of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. No, wait.
Except Aqua Teen Hunger Force is awesome.
Well, no, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is awesome, and it did it well. But when you change it from being a box of fries and a bunch of fucking Happy Meals down to being some dude that works for the government and is a complete inept fool, I don't know, man. It doesn't really transfer well to just be sort of randomly plotted.
Yeah, they get more. I guess when around about the time that Dreamland happens, they start leaning more into like arching stories, right? Which is fine because Dreamland was a lot of fun, but there was the Tropical Island one where he thought he was a fucking pirate, a pilot thing. It gets a little bit more into that sort of thing as you go along. But yeah, in the first couple of seasons are pretty fucking Family Guy random.
I just couldn't, dude. I couldn't do it. Venture Brothers. That's another one where
Venture Brothers was excellent.
Yeah, it started off with a really solid plot and an arc and everything, and then they didn't know what the fuck to do next, and you can tell.
Did you finish it? Because they finished strong, I think.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's some middle material there that's kind of up in the air, juggling, not sure what they're doing, and then they go into the second arc and end it on a relatively strong note. I agree.
There she is, Addie. Lance is life finally showing up over here in the StreamYard chat. I'm sorry I missed you earlier.
Huh. That was wild.
Yeah. But Venture Bros was fucking great because it was like all the things we grew up on.
Everything.
You know. It's and for those who hadn't quite put this together, although they kind of get real on the nose with it later on. Dr. Venture is Johnny Quest grown up and sad.
Well, grown up because inevitably a person that did a child success like that would grow up to be a depressed adult.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you can't continue to succeed because there's no fields left to conquer. I always wondered about that with like Harry Potter, or take a look, like you said, Johnny Quest as an adult. All of these childhood heroes that would have to grow up and still be just the childhood. Bitch, I'm 45. Have you seen the Macaulay Culkin ad? He did like a little viral video about how he got left home alone. He's like riding with somebody and they're talking about Christmas. He's like, I fucking hate Christmas. And they're like, it's not so bad. He's like, no, listen. He's like, oh, that was my, like his phone rings. He's like, oh, it's my mom. He leaves it unread. And he's like, you leave your mom unread? That's cold. He's like, cold? Let me tell you about fucking cold. This bitch left me home alone, not once, but multiple times. And the first time had a couple of, he describes the plot of Home Alone in like 5 sentences that leaves you just shell-shocked. The reality of exactly how heinous of an event this really was, because he wasn't just alone for a couple of hours where you call Uncle Dave and he goes and picks the kid up and they go for a day out to fucking wherever. No, he got left home alone for like what, 3 days?
Yeah.
Nobody called, nobody, nothing.
Right. Well, they had so many kids to keep track of. They just didn't notice he was gone.
Sure. And I could understand making it on the airplane and even making it to Paris and getting maybe even to the hotel. But let me tell you something. The second my wife touched down, the second my foot hit that fucking tarmac, I am purchasing a brand new phone that can call the US and we'll be able to do it within like the next 15 fucking minutes. I really need to make this phone call and make that happen. Money's not an option, not an object. Don't worry about that part. Make it happen so I can call somebody to go pick up my 10-year-old kid and take care of him for next week, because I'm not coming back to the US. I'm in fucking France, and we'll deal with the charges when I get there. But no, that family is evil.
I typically would agree, because like I could understand it happening once, but it happens twice more. And the second time they leave him alone in New York City. You know, there's no way that kid's coming out okay.
Well, how did that one happen? I need to watch those. I haven't watched those in years.
Yeah, I think there was a layover or something, and anyway, he gets left behind.
Home Alone equals the Wonder Year plus Die Hard. You're not wrong.
Oh, hey, you know what? Honestly, I think that the Home Alone movies, particularly the first one, but the Home Alone movies are a near perfect argument for 2A.
Yeah. In the school system, if that kid had some solid 2A training and daddy had a gun, that'd be an entirely different story.
You know what? Honestly, I think if he'd had a gun, those burglars would have been better off because there's no way they survived half of that shit that he did to them.
Right, that damn doorknob shit was rough, bro.
You know, or the fucking iron to the face.
Walking on broken ornaments barefoot was bad. There's your Die Hard moment right there, right?
Yeah.
Well, I heard somebody tell me one time, and it made me fucking blow snot rockets. I laughed so hard. But they were like, okay, first of all, keep in mind, this motivator was very, very drunk.
That's terrible, old Blindy. It's terrible.
No. There's a film theory on YouTube all about how they were trying to get rid of the kid, that the kid wasn't supposed to survive the night and did, and that's why they left him at the house, because the whole idea was that, oh no, we left our kid at home and he ran off and yada yada yada. But instead, he survived because he's a fucking fighter. But this guy told me one night, and it's so stupid because we're sitting in this fucking, like, it's not abandoned, it's some dude's bus, but the dude doesn't know we're there. We're sitting back there, we're drinking moonshine, and we're just having like the most audacious conversations. And he looks over at me and he goes, "Hey man, you know, I'm pretty sure that the kid from Home Alone grew up and became Bruce Willis from Die Hard." And it was such a like my brain hurt for a second, and then that settled into the new reality. Like they could have seen that coming a mile away.
That's
You could make a case for him being baby Batman because all he needed was prep time.
Well, they're both Christmas movies.
I mean, yeah.
Plots aren't that far removed from one another when it comes down to the brass tacks of it.
You know what gets me too is that like everybody looked at Kevin as the most relatable kid in the universe when that movie came out, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, as an adult, many years later, I didn't know anybody who had a house that big.
Right? Well, I mean, I know a couple of people, but I had family in government, so
I didn't know any kids that would be that much of a savage to people.
No, I knew kids who would do that, but most of them were street urchins who would fucking smash a planter over your head. So.
I was an urchin, but we didn't have any streets. It was creeks.
I think partly it's coming back to that 2A thing because most of us knew where our dad's guns were.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Dad's guns. Oh man, shit, they were buying that shit on the street. You didn't know if that kid on the corner was playing marbles or selling crack.
No fucking clue, dude.
Generation gap for you. Total shock.
So,
in fact, I'll give you even money. You might have been doing both.
Right?
Playing marbles for crack.
You never know, man. You never know. Look, there were stories out of certain neighborhoods back in the day with like 5-year-old gangbangers carried around super soakers that were filled with like muriatic and hydrochloric acids.
Savages.
Yeah. You know, because you could walk around with a super soaker, right?
It's true. We only ever put bleach in ours, and we just drew cocks on the back of people with black t-shirts on.
Yeah, that's right up there with the blackberry bushes and the raspberry bushes. When I was a kid, I was a little kid. You know, if you really wanted to really fuck up somebody's day and have a good laugh while you're at it, you take like a raspberry or blackberry, you go up and you slap them on their white t-shirt and be like, "Oh, there was a bug on you," right? Because that shit never comes out.
Yeah.
We'd have just eaten all the berries.
Right. You know, that was right up there with learning how to put strips of bologna on somebody's brand new car.
Oh no.
Oh, it permanently damages the paint job. There's nothing you can do to ever fix that up. because it actually the chemicals in the bologna actually damage the metal. So,
Wow. Does it have to be like in a hot sun or something?
yeah,
or?
you got to leave it sit for a while.
Okay.
So like you want to make sure you get them when they're going in. Don't do this. YouTube, do not do this to people's private property. But yeah, you make sure they're occupied for a while, like at work or something.
They
gotta drive penis.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's funny the things that we consume, right?
Dude, alcohol is the most.
Coca-Cola will eat through plate steel given time.
Dude, fuck that. Back in like 2009, I was working at a machine shop, and we had this fucking drink machine in there, and one of the drinks that was available was the original Surge.
Yes, do not crime.
Do not crime.
Do not crime.
When since nobody else drank it, there was always some in there, and so I started drinking these things. And one day I'm over there breaking down freaking head on an engine, and I had just got a fresh one. It's icy cold, and I set it down and broke loose a bolt and like punched the can and knocked it over. That shit splashed off the backsplash and hit the surface of that damn greasy ass 20-year-old slick of just crud, and lifted that shit off like magic, bro. Dude, like it splashed on it, and I grabbed the rag and wiped it up, and the surface of that damn metal was as clean as it was the day it got laid down on there. And I looked at my boss, and my boss said, "How much of that shit do you drink?" I said, "None anymore."
Never.
Yeah, I got wary about Coke when I first learned that you could use it to clean all that corrosive shit off of your car battery. I was like, you mean it corrodes the corrosion?
That's basic chemistry. That whatever it was, it's not even that bad. Try not
No, but still, it's off. Like if you got a car battery that's been sitting there fucking leaking battery acid for a while, right, and it's just crusted up, it's just built it up all over that, and you to watch Coke actually do that shit, you're just like, okay, that's somehow less tasty looking.
Yeah, I worked maintenance at a McDonald's for a while, and every single mechanic I knew would beg me when they changed the syrup boxes, please save me the leftovers. I was like, why? You will never find a better degreaser.
Yeah. Citric acid's amazing, bro.
I'm gonna stop drinking that.
Well, the thing is you get a triple dose of it. So citric acid, carbonic acid, depending on whether it's what type of drink it is, there might be a couple of different other acids involved. These are flavor compounds. You could use citric acid, which is literally the citrus flavor, literally, to dissolve bodies.
Yeah. Do you guys ever listen to like HFY stories?
I love them.
Yeah.
All right. So one of my favorite things is like when they're talking about like, you know, the crazy shit humans do, like when aliens find out, it's like they do what with what?
Yeah.
You know, and I can't wait for the day. I can't wait for the day that aliens come and they find out that if you leave say a gallon or more of Coca-Cola in like a 3-foot thick steel box, within a year it will eat through said box, right? And we drink that shit for pleasure.
Yeah. Got a better one. And I've always wondered about this. I've actually messaged some of the Humans Fuck Yeah authors directly and asked them this question. Because a lot of these they talk about like differently, like they like humans drink rocket fuel for fun, and it's an alcohol burning rocket, you know. We're just literally over there sucking out the barrel. You know it, bro.
By the way, along these lines, I just remember my personal favorite. It's on Starbound HFY, that channel. They actually have human people reading the stories. It's nice. They still use the AI backgrounds, but they have real narrators. They did a story a while back about, you know, because humanity, like Earth, is classified as a death world. Because
Class 5 death world.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty high up there. So, and the inhabitants on it, humans, are considered like, you know, a threat to fucking everything in the universe, because apparently the entire universe is full of pussies.
No. They're full of pussies that potentially may go well with gravy and biscuits.
Yes, that too. So anyway, so
Careful.
there's one particular story where this little shrimp of an alien, he figures out what they are and he's trying to sound the alarms. Nobody will listen and all this stuff. And so he goes to this one planet where there's these 100-foot tall fucking arboreal life forms, right? They're basically like ants, but bigger and with lasers. So he shows up. And he's like begging them. He's like, you guys got to do something about this before it's too late, before they get out into the galaxy at large. They're going to be a problem for everybody. They'll come for you eventually. They're definitely going to come for my people. They're going to kill us all. You are the most powerful and ancient and wise race in the history of everything. You need to go solve this problem for us. Will you please? And he begs him and begs him and begs him. So they finally, they decide they're going to send, a contingent. They agree to go, and so they sent a fleet, an armada, an invasion force to Earth. And Homeboy is hanging out on their planet the whole time, right? Well, they get back, and the leader steps out of his train. And keep in mind, this thing's like 100-foot tall, and he's talking to a dude that's about the size of Rocket Raccoon. and he picks up Rocket, doesn't say a word to him, and just fucking throws him. And as it turns out, only about 10% of their invasion force made it back because they were the ones who escaped. Everybody else was murdered by taken down by humans. And the worst part was is like when reports started coming out, the humans were overjoyed that giant wooden creatures had attacked them because we had depleted our forest. They turned the corpses of these invaders into fucking toilet paper.
Oh, no.
They wiped their asses with the corpses of their invaders.
Yes. One of my favorites is there's this the galactic I can't remember the title of this one. I'd have to go look for it. I've got it saved in one of my lists, but the Galactic Concord has been called, one of the older species has called it, and so everybody has to come. It's a mandatory thing, and everybody hates it. Nobody wants to come. There's no reason to do this. We haven't had a true concordance in 500 years. Why would we need one now? Well, there's this race over here in the southern quadrant that's taken over 5 quadrants. We need to deal with this. And they were like, oh, well, go here. Tell them to go here. Tell them to go to this place. And they send the message, and then they send it as a messenger, and the messenger gets killed and sent back. And then a small armada launches into the territory, and it escorts to ship the only surviving ship of the commander to these coordinates, where he finds an asteroid in which there is a frozen dude in cryostasis. And they basically frog march his ass, and they're cut him loose and kick him in. And there's a red button on the desk that says push the button. Everything dusty as fuck. And he pushes the button, and the dude in the sarcophagus wakes up, steps out, and says, hello. You must have tried to conquer your neighbors. Let me explain what happens if you do. I am a member, and he explains that he's a member of a species that had taken over half of like the universe actively. And the Galactic Concordance had told them, if you don't stop, we're going to turn the humans on you. And they didn't stop. And so they did. And when the humans got done, not only did they set up this particular thing to warn other races to stop fucking around before they find out, because it cost us a bunch of money. We don't do nothing but trade. We are completely non-violent source in the universe, everywhere, doing nothing except selling shit, right? Completely a non-impact until you piss them off, and then one is a whole bunch.
Right. There's a
All right,
bunch
another one. This was even better. It's a negotiation in a bar for 2.5 hours between 2 different aliens over this human who's sitting there drinking rocket fuel and eating like freaking poisonous plants. He never says a word, and they negotiate out his trade. And the money exchanges hands, and the human grabs his bag and goes to work on the new ship that he works on, where he does exactly the same thing he did in the old ship. Rides along just in case there's pirates. And if there's pirates, he kills them all.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some pretty good ones. There was one I heard a while back where, there were 2 opposing galactic forces who were arming up, and they were the most powerful things ever to exist and all that. And they were dead set on killing each other. And this ancient robot that nobody knew where it came from went to Earth and was like, you know, we're going to talk to these guys here. And they're like, why? They're a bunch of primitives. They just hang out on their planet. They don't do anything and all that stuff. And he's like, well, we're going to go talk to these guys here. And as it turns out that the robot was part of a series of robots that were built by humans 3 billion years ago because they wanted to keep an eye on things. And so they find out about this war that's going to make hell on everybody. So they just go out with a single ship and they show up and they interdict everybody's fleets. And they're just like, yeah, so y'all are in timeout until you can behave. And if you push us on this, we will kill all of you. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Weird. I love the flavor of these things because it's very much Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy-esque.
Right.
Along with, all right, so here's my theory on it, my head lore, right? My head canon. Most of the intelligent life in the universe operates at 1/3 gravity and less than 1/3 of pressure of an Earth norm.
Mm-hmm.
This would mean that most of their weapons would be basically like ice to us. Things that would kill them, destroy them. You know, we just need a little breath mask. Long as there's enough oxygen, we're good. I mean, it's a little, but it's nothing like being in my uncle's Buick at 2 a.m.
Yeah, they get to like smaller scale stories like classrooms full of aliens and all that, and they're all talking about death worlds and shit. And the one human in class breaks out an apple and just starts eating it because it's lunch, and they all freak out because they've been told that apples are like deadly to everything in the universe.
Oh, it's the damn arsenic.
You're right.
It kills it all.
You're just like, why are you eating that? It's like because it's good.
It's tasty and delicious. No, the one that gets me, and I haven't seen this yet, but if we ever run across anything like a galactic concordance, when they find out we have 2, not 1, but 2 predators as our social pets,
mm-hmm.
They're going to take 2 steps back and rethink the situation real fucking hard. I bet you we're in 1 million intelligent species, 1 might have a predator species for a pet. And we do it to every single one we come across. If we'd had more time with bears, them bitches would be laying under our chairs. We would have bean bears.
Exhibit A, Russia.
We have cats, dogs, ferrets, snakes, weasels. Motherfuckers will turn any creature into a pet if they can imagine. How many of these big cat channels have you seen?
Right. I mean,
I want to. By the way.
So we meet aliens and they're nervous as fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, is it true that y'all have 2 predator species? No. We have like 30.
Wojtek was the greatest boy violence.
Yeah. He was Polish though, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah. Still a bear. Still Slavic.
Yep. It's okay.
So you cool, man? You look like you're dying over there.
I am having a sneezing fit from the other side of Christ.
That's excessive.
I love the hippie stories because you'll get things like little alien kids telling each other legends about the humans that are so demonic. And they breathe oxygen, the most reactive substance in the universe. And like my friend told me that he saw an alien sucking on a stick of poison for fun once. It's just a cigarette.
Yeah. That last one's fair though.
Yeah,
speaking as a smoker, that last one's fair.
Yeah.
This is the one that I was telling you about where homeboy just lives on a ship in case there's pirates. Right towards the end, the ship had been bought by a new trader, right? He's never actually done this. He's not a ship captain. He's a merchant, right? And they needed a captain. They made him a captain and gave him the ship and was like, go do captain things. And he's like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Well, first of all, get you a human and then go trade. And he's like, why the fuck do I need a human? Just get you a fucking human, go trade, right? Just go get one and do it. And he's like, okay. And so he goes on several different trips, and the human never does anything. He sits around, he eats chicken, he watches stupid movies. The crew is absolutely enamored with the movies he brought on board. And he got this thing called music that's absolutely taken over the ship, right? And he hates the human. The human is just so fucking expensive. If we got rid of the human, we wouldn't have to deal with any of this shit. And then the fucking pirates show up, right? and homeboy's sitting over there, and he's got a group of kids who are sitting around, and he's got one of their the cross members for the interior of the ship, and he's balling it up into a little ball with his fingers, right? It's aluminum. It's basically a little bit stronger than aluminum foil. And he's like, okay, there, now bring me another sweet. He's doing it for cupcakes because one of the kids' parents made cupcakes, and so he's doing human tricks, right? The pirates show up, and he's like, "All right, kids, listen. I need everybody to go into my room and hit the red button. Everything's gonna be fine." But we're being attacked by pirates. I know. That's why you have a human. And he hits the button and shuts him in there. And he goes through. There's this one scene where he comes around the corner, and there's like combat units of aliens in front of him. There's just a ragtag group of just mixed species with missing fingers and eye patches and cyborgs and shit like that. And he looks around, and there's a mechanic standing there with like a pole handle, and he's just like, "What do we do?" And he's like, "Can I hold that?" He's like, "Yeah." He grabs the pole handle and goes, "Pat, it's made of steel." "Yeah, I bought it from a human." He's like, "Good. That's from Earth, man." He walks out and they just fucking kowtows them motherfuckers is what he does. Mollywops the bitches just physically. They start shooting him, and the fucking bullets are just flattening against him. And he's like, "Ow! Stop that!" You just go back to your ship. You can live.
I would definitely recommend checking some of those stories out. I personally, like I said, I like Starbound best because they tend to actually have actual narrators, human narrators, which I appreciate better than the AI ones. But
you seen any of Aggro Squirrel's work?
No, I haven't.
Squirrel. Yeah, I was trying to remember his name. I was going to say, the South African guy that I listen to a lot. Yeah, it's Aggro Squirrel. Yeah,
he's got a way of speaking that's just a little bit over the top. He does it very well, and I'm utterly entranced by the way he pronounces things.
Fair enough. That's as long as it's not foamy.
I haven't thought about Foamy the Squirrel in so long.
Hold on, I gotta go get that.
Remember Pilsy? I loved Pilsy. Pilsy was my favorite.
I had forgotten about it till just
now. My god.
I haven't watched Foamy in a while either. But yeah, Foamy is like right up there in the annals of internet history with like Charlie the Unicorn.
Oh, Charlie, shun the non-believer.
Yeah. Come to Candy Mountain with us, Charlie. Yay, Candy Mountain.
It's the magic word on Charlie. And anyone who doesn't know is sitting around going, "What the fuck just happened to this show?"
Right. But if you do know, you know exactly what we're talking about, don't you, motherfucker?
Shun the non-believer.
the magical period.
Magical Leopardon. Yeah, no.
That's so much fucking fun. It's just what a random ass little cartoon that was.
Right. That one, and then you had the whole Boxy incident. If you don't know about Boxy,
I have heard tangentially of Boxy. I don't think I ever sought that out. In the same way that I've heard tangentially about Mr. Hands, I know more about that than I wish I did, but I never actually witnessed it.
Yeah. Boxy was like one of the very, 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 very early cringe trolls who did neurodivergency as a skit, and it was different in virtually every skit.
You look mighty tasty there, youngin.
Family Guy, bro. I want you to say your thighs look nice and creamy there.
Your thighs look nice and creamy there.
Yep.
Man, stop it.
I mean, for those who don't know, Sasquatch knows this. I've been working on character voices, so this is always fun to do a new one.
Absolutely. That's great. You need to work on that. Go listen to some Herbert the Pervert and dial it in.
I did a really piss poor Morgan Freeman the other day behind the scenes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Andy Dufresne was some kind of faggot.
Andy Dufresne. Water.
I've got a pretty dialed in Mickey Mouse, but I mean that was disturbing.
Oh!
That was very
mine is goofy. Oh, gosh, Mickey, let's go kill some communists.
Oh, Papa Goofy. Oh.
Throw me a Bangalore. Oh, praise God. That's the ammo.
Fucking load, motherfucker.
Dude, all right, so maybe New Year's Eve we get together and we just do voices all goddamn night. I got a buddy who does a flawless Hank Hill.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, it's not easy being green.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it.
Hey, bro, you know my cash app. Send me $1 and I'll fucking do it.
Right. Yo, fucking. I can't do Donald. I wish I could. I just like. No, I'm not there.
Used to be able to, but when I got my teeth redid, I can't.
Yeah. Donald's difficult because that's all like guttural back of the throat shit. It's actually pretty hard.
Actually, I did it as a side of the mouth noise when I was able to do it. It's more of a, but I can't do it because I got dinner work and shit.
I used to be able to do a really good Tweety Bird, but puberty fucked that up.
Gorge.
Gorge.
Yeah.
So I got this thing that I do, and my wife fucking hates it. She absolutely hates this. Follow me this.
Oh, there.
We'll just pick one at random.
Yeah, tech support. I'm having a problem with my Smell brand computer and need a bit of help here. This fucker is acting up like a trouble child on crack.
Hello, what seems to be the trouble?
Well, I went into the DOS programming and changed a 1 to a 0. Now it won't even start up. What do I do, oh guru of computer wisdom?
Have you tried restarting your computer?
Yes, and it doesn't restart.
Is your computer plugged in? That is very much common mistake.
What kind of fucking stupid question is that? Yes, it's plugged in. Don't jerk me around. This fucking operating system is as unstable as Charles Manson, and I need help.
Is your monitor on? Another mistake.
Dumbass, it doesn't start up.
What is your operating system? The system that you are operating?
It's one of those Windows operating systems, you know.
Very good. Do you like the ice cream?
What?
Do you like ice cream?
What the? Help me! Stop asking dumb questions and tell me what to do.
This is so true. This is so true.
Hello?
I will help you. Here is what you do. You hold down the following keys. A W, F, the number 2, the space bar, while typing out Ganesha is great, and tapping on the escape keyboard.
Wait, what? Go back. Ganesha is great.
Yep, my reaction.
Please, here we go. Fine.
It is hot here, like a cow on fire.
Yeah? Where are you? Florida or California?
I'm in India.
India? Wait, you mean like Indiana?
No, India.
Wait a second. You're in India?
I just said that.
What the fuck? Why am I talking to someone in India about my computer that was made in Japan and bought in America?
The Smell Computer Company has moved their tech support headquarters to India because it is cheaper.
Nice, great. Well, why the fuck am I paying for first-rate tech support from a third-world country?
You American bastards are only paying me $20 a week.
20 a week? Hey, you're getting... tech support here gets that an hour.
My God, you're all a bastard.
Hey, We're discussing my computer here, not your slave wages. Pay attention. Focus.
Oh, I'm very sorry. How is your computer today?
Broken, jackass. Broken. Wait, can I ask you a question? What if I just boot the computer up through the installer disk and have it rewrite the file I messed with?
Yes, I guess you could do that.
Oh, yeah, great. You've been a big fucking help.
Thank you for using Smell Computer Tech Support. Please tell your friends.
Damn foreign.
That's
How
funny.
many times I flipped off a phone when I was on with tech support?
Bro, listen. Okay, I've had good and I've had bad with tech support, but I had this one absolute angel. I will defend all of the continent of India as a continent, full continent, no longer subcontinent, subcontinent. So say it's Sasquatch, because this one dude fixed my Cash App. I had a Cash App for 2 years almost that didn't work. I got it like the day before my birthday, and then I got a bunch of donations on my birthday, and I got flagged as a scam. And I called them a dozen times. I could not get anything to happen. They would go through, they'd check it, they'd say, "Oh yeah, well, right now it's under observation." I'm like, "It's not under observation. It's fucking not working. Is what it's not." I'd like $50 on it. Couldn't use it because it wouldn't do anything. It's really strange. And I call him one day just to rant. No, actually, I had a buddy of mine who was like, "I'm going to start putting money on this thing until you fix it." And he put $20 on it. I was like, "Damn. Okay, fine." So I called the place and I get this dude, and he spends 3 hours going through step by step, touching, tagging, doing everything that might be causing this problem. Found out I had been flagged for a scam like 1.5 years ago. He's like, "That should have fallen off automatically. Yada, yada, yada. Here's your new number. Here's this, here's that, here's this." And he sent me $1 to prove it was working when it was all said and done. The motherfucker is an absolute angel. And wherever you are, Jahid, I'm there for you, bro. If anything happens in India, let me know. I'll get a whole bunch of liquor swilling rednecks to come over and straighten some shit out.
Right. This is completely off topic, but this is the first time I've seen your visit there, ArdentPardy. You wouldn't happen to be of the ginger persuasion, would you?
Yeah, a little bit Saxon, not Celtic, though.
I got to get something out of my system then, buddy, and then it'll be done.
Oh, fucking ginger!
All right, we're good now.
It's okay. I understand the jealousy.
Jealousy, right?
That's funny.
It's by fire, loved by God. I get it.
Right.
Here's the thing, though, dude. You're only a chromosome away from being my dream girl.
That's fair. I'm only a chromosome away from being my dream girl.
All right, let's do the thing.
We're trying, dude. It's not working.
Lifeless on the floor.
Oh God!
Image seared into my brain, and I called the cops, of course, and but it was too late. Couldn't do anything for her. A smell of death. You never forget that smell.
What were you doing there? What were you doing there?
I was just dropping off some gifts. Just dropping a couple gifts off.
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I didn't want to wake her up or know that I was in the house at the time.
Starting to
I was
sound a
trying
little
to be
sus there.
courteous.
How did you gain access to the premises?
Well, the chimney was open, so.
So, Santa's a psychopath.
Yeah,
He brings your kids toys, but he does it at night under cover of darkness. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Well, the chimney was open.
That's like a guy who goes door to door checking if it's locked.
Right.
I came down through that. Look, I know what you're trying to say here, and like I'm the one that called the cops.
Yes, you did. Let's play the audio from that call.
Well, no, we don't have to. All right.
Holy this bitch is dead. These cookies are so good.
Okay, yeah, I had a couple of cookies before I called. I don't think that makes me a murderer or anything like that.
But you were wearing gloves that night.
Oh my God, you people! I wear gloves. Okay, they're prescription gloves. My doctor prescribed them.
You have a hand disease?
I don't have to tell you that. That's HIPAA. That's HIPAA. I don't have to tell you. That's a HIPAA violation. I'm being HIPAA violated right now.
Okay, Mr. Claus, can you speak to the naughty list you've made? Miss Jameson was supposedly
Oh my God,
on it.
it's just a list. It's a list. Everyone.
Would that be Jenna? Yeah, Jen is on the naughty list. Miss
Jen's
Jameson.
absolutely
It makes lists, a list of people that I.
She's also worth like 14 billion trillion quadrillion dollars.
Oh yeah, no, she was very sharp about her business, dealings.
Not so
But she
sharp.
did
on
also
her
take like
sexual
5
choices.
dicks in her ass at one time. So
She's tidy.
Don't deserve material goods every year. It's not that big of a deal. Schindler made a list. He won an Oscar.
Mr.
Why are you
Claus?
getting mad at me?
Mr. Claus.
I love that fucking comparison.
That's so fucked up. I said as a psychopath.
He's right though.
Oh my god. Sasha Grey. She ruined porn for everyone.
There's a name I haven't heard in a dog's age.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I have, but that's because she's also now a game streamer, among other things.
Whatever. I will
No.
watch that girl do math. I don't give a fuck.
It's strange because when she does her thing, she does her chat calls her uncle for some fucking reason. I don't know the lore behind that, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to. And if you bring up her less than savory past, she did porn for like 2 years and made a bundle of fucking money, and then moved into like regular films with Soderbergh, except she was playing a whore in that first movie, The Girlfriend Experience. But whatever. If you bring up her sordid past, she auto bans you.
Sure. And that's her right. She has every right to fucking do
She
that.
does. She does. I'm just saying, like, you made money off of people jamming shit up your ass.
Lots of them. Lots.
Publicly,
that's
right?
the thing. That's the thing. That's why I say she ruined it.
She's still going by her fucking porn name. That's not her given name.
No, of course not. But that's like someone who goes viral for something horrible. And he comes on as, the brace face guy or whatever, just rods the money. But that's the thing, though, is like she went at it like a business. And as far as Mia Khalifa is concerned, that's a little bit of a different story. Like Sasha Grey was like, okay, I'm going to put this much effort into it and cash out.
Sasha Grey did the same thing that Tracy Lords did. She just waited till she was over 18 to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Right. But Tracy Lords did the exact same thing, but she just lied about being 18. And then when she turned 18 and she was like, yeah, I'm not doing porn anymore. You guys owe me a bunch of fucking money and you can't ever show this anywhere ever because it's illegal.
Right. Yep. She was the roller skate girl.
Yeah, she was very smart. Like totally without morality, but very smart.
I'm very happy to say the very first thing I saw Tracy Lords in was the Tommy Knockers.
Yeah. What she did, she transitioned to legit movies too, and some of them being John Waters films. Let's be honest, but it's still like she was in. Wasn't she in Crybaby?
I don't know.
I think she was in Crybaby with Johnny Depp and like Ricky Lake and shit.
Might have been.
Yeah, but and then she comes and she does things like Zack and Miri Make a Porno, where she plays a porn actress,
which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
Anyway, let's finish this.
No moral sounds familiar, Flash.
The thing that people do is make lists. This is exactly how they got my boy Diddy. This is exactly how they got it.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse.
Yep.
Wow.
But that is a channel worth following though, is Neural. He's really good.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of stuff over there worth taking a look at. It might hurt your brain a little bit, but don't let that scare you.
That shit is I saw that on the old Toots. Like I said at the top of the show, folks, I picked a bunch of random stuff to just kind of throw at the wind here, and we've managed to do pretty well here with the conversational aspect of it. But some of the stuff that I got backstage is fucking weird. I don't even remember what this. Oh, right, I know what this is. Yeah,
is that your PSA?
Yeah. This was from a couple of days ago, but apparently it's a thing.
They just shooting?
Yep.
Jesus.
I got a buddy in Chicago, Paul Hadouken, who swears this shit doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every one of those bullets is coming down. It's great for roofers.
Yep. Unless they happen to hit a reindeer.
Damn Santa. Coming over Compton. What the fuck wrong with him?
So the context of this video is that apparently Chicago PD actually went out and put a PSA out saying, stop trying to shoot Santa.
Oh my God.
So basically they called out the troops. Oh, every drunk guy with a pistol.
Right. You know, and that's the thing. You would think that for once they're shooting up and not at each other, but like you said, bullets come back down. Like Kansas City's notorious for fucking rain and lead.
Yeah, people just getting popped right in the top of the head.
You know, like a day later on the other side of town.
It's almost not even considered a homicide at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
it's just a local hazard.
Yeah, it's just a local hazard. You know, in my local town, it is a felony to discharge a firearm. Unless you can show them the body when they show up, you've got blood and wounds and shit's happened, right? We're in a area of the country that is a bird sanctuary, and because it's federally enforced, any discharge of a firearm is assumed to be bird hunting, even if it's in your living room.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy, I do know East St. Louis. I've been there many, many times. I have family near there. It's one of those places that you don't stay after dark if you're white. Not if you want to live to see the next day.
Good thing I'm just light-skinned it.
Right. He can fake it pretty good. He's got the Amber pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't go outside after dark there. I'd basically glow like I was under a friggin' night vision scope.
I got Moonbird. Dude, I use lights to make me look alive. I'm a genius with the presentation. In person, I look very shallow.
But point is, folks, if you have a firearm and you discharge it into the air, be aware that shit's coming back down at some point.
Yep.
You know, it has to. Laws of physics dictate that it must. So, and generally speaking, if you're in a populated area, you've got a much higher chance of like randomly killing somebody who had nothing to do with whatever it was you were doing.
Yeah, it's not particularly uncommon here that New Year's Eve people will actually take their firearms outdoors and discharge them into the air. But even the most drunk people will either make sure that it goes out over the ocean because we're on the coast, or that it goes where there's as few people as possible. The ones who don't do that generally get told to not fire their gun again, or they're going to get beaten up.
Let me tell you a little story.
Or shot.
Or potentially shot, yeah.
I worked for a company that built roofs, and they guaranteed their roofs, right? Metal buildings, various other things. So if you have a problem with it, instead of like calling a lawyer, call us up. We'll come replace whatever needs replacing. We'll fix it, right? So we had this dude, like once a month, would call us up. He'd have a brand new leak, and sure as shit, and you go over there, there's a hole in his fucking roof. Looked like somebody poked a hole in it with a pencil. And we do what we needed to do, and I got involved in a conversation with one of the dudes who'd been working there for about a year. He's like, no, they've been doing this for like 10 years. I'm like, do what? He's like, yeah, every other month or so, we get a phone call. We got to come put we got to come replace some shingles and fix a patch the roof, you know. We've done it, I don't know, 60, 70 times in the past few years. Hell, I've been here 20 times, I know. And I walked over to the boss and I said, hey, dude, are you telling me you redo this like every couple of months? He's like, yeah, at least once a year, twice a year, usually 3 or 4 times a year. And you don't know why. And he's like, nobody can figure out why. I said, I got an idea. I went up on the roof and I walked around with my hands behind my back and forth on the side of the roof that had all the patches. And eventually I found a piece of a bullet. And then I found another one. And then I found another one. And then I found 2 or 3 more. And then I got down on the ground right next to the place. And eventually I found an entire discharged, blunted bullet that had traveled a very long way and then struck that roof and bounced off of it. And I come back to him and I said, you got one of those gators, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, you take me on a ride? He's like, where the fuck are you going? I said, I don't know yet, but I'll know when I get there. When I got to the end of the driveway, I said, all right, who owns the property over here and how do you get onto it? He's like, the dude's driveway is right over here. I said, let's go. And we go, and homeboy down in a little holler over here had built him a shooting range. And he had all of the legal shit done that you're supposed to do, but the math was done a little bit off. And while everyone in the yard was safe, the top 36 inches of that roof was directly in the line of fire of every single shell got fired around there. And this took me about 2 hours. It took me 2 seconds to figure out what was going on. I figured it out standing on the ground by the driveway when they had that conversation about how many times they'd been over here. And I went, shit, somebody's shooting that roof. Right. So he agrees to raise the height of the backstop and all of that stuff by whatever and yada, yada, yada. And then the dude at the house put up a 10-foot thing at the top of the hill right there to block that little bit just in case anything got past that. But before we got to that point, we went up to patch it one afternoon and I was standing by. We had just pulled up. 3 guys ran up on the roof, went looking for the fucking holes because they had a general idea of where it was, and he was using spray paint to mark them. And he's going along, and I'm sitting there, and I hear zoop that, and I turn and I go, "Everybody, get off the fucking roof!" and they just turn and look at me, and they're like, "What do you mean?" Zoop.
Yeah, I'd have been gone after the first one. I'd have been back with that motherfucker.
It had been the talk for the past 2 weeks about how that roof had been an absolute nightmare for the company because they were they were doing all the repairs for free. Even though they knew it wasn't anything they were doing, it was part of the deal that had been signed in whenever they did the roof. And so they were constantly doing repairs over there. I must save that company $2 million.
Zilege's getting snippy with you.
Did you die? You died, didn't you? No. They got down. We just called it off for a couple of days because what it was is they would go and shoot on a particular Saturday or whatever, and that same Saturday was the Saturday that homeboy was often, Cabo fucking his wife or whatever. And so he would never be there. But he told me later, he was like, that explains why the hydraulic lines on my tractor only get broken when I park them at the top of the hill and never at the bottom of the hill. He's like, my truck had 2 windows broke out of it when I parked up there. He's like, I ain't got a single bucket in that barn that don't have a hole in it.
That's Christ. You think you'd figure out
20 years, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, you think you'd figure it out eventually.
Right.
Well, have you ever read the Magical Land of Xanth by Pierce Anthony?
I've read some of the Xanth books, yeah. I like Pierce Anthony.
Florida, right?
That man lived in a zap nest. I mean, it's a natural disaster, but at the same time, you might live.
You could. Speaking of disasters, I just thought this was just a treat for me.
You ready? I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I see you when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake.
Okay, that's good. Let's try it again. Maybe a little more jolly. Pick sound.
I see.
Terrifying.
I've seen Darkman way too many times not to be fucking bothered by that.
Right? Sad as a psychotic psychopath, bro.
Wait till his face starts going.
I should have had another Santa joke for this week, but I don't.
Right.
I watch you when you're sleeping. Oh, yeah. I know when you're awake. I know. I'm making a list and checking it twice. I'm going to find out who's naughty or nice.
Okay, I think maybe that's a little too intimidating.
Yeah, but if you don't mind me saying, I think it's right. You know, do you understand what Santa's saying here? He's making a list. Naughty, nice. He's detailed. He's simple-minded. He's an eye in the sky bringing swift judgment.
Okay, but he's also bringing toys to children.
Not the naughty ones. Something about that reindeer that ran over Grandma. I will look for him. I will find him. And I will kill him.
Oh, God, that is good, bro.
Oh, fucking never let it be said that Liam Neeson doesn't have like the greatest fucking sense of humor in the world.
I mean, you can say it, but it don't mean much.
I think that man is so completely fucking self-aware, and he's so good at the straight man shit.
Oh yeah.
Is this for real? This can't be for real.
Yeah, no, this is real.
Real?
So they're specifically talking about, and they're specifically talking about the J. Edgar Hoover building. They're not shutting down the FBI. They're shutting down J. Edgar Hoover building. They're transferring all of their offices over to the Ronald Reagan building.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that the building that's been the FBI headquarters for what is 80 years, 90 years?
Since its inception, just about, yeah.
Yeah. Where I'm almost certain there is a locked closet full of J. Edgar Hoover's panties and pantyhose. And they're going to transfer everything from there. I doubt it. That place was built as a maid.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily buy this either, especially not coming from Patel. But
right. They're just going to break a new branch of the FBI called the, I don't know, CAI. And their purpose is going to be to spy on the homeland. Make sure you're right thinking.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing. That's what they're saying. Like this headline is misleading. The way that it's worded will trick a lot of people into who just glance at it into thinking, oh, they're shutting down the FBI. They're not shutting down the FBI. They're not even slowing down the FBI. They're just changing offices. That's it. They're changing offices because J. Edgar Hoover's name is bad optics. That's it. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. J. Edgar Hoover is one of the strangest choices for the leader of the FBI. It's just, bro.
Yeah. I mean, panties aside, that man's got to have vaults full of recorded conversations with every fucking person of interest in America between 1945 and 1975.
I might go 80.
Maybe, yeah.
Because all of the gizmos were still in place, and so there's no reason for it to have stopped until it became fractured during the late 80s and early 90s.
Right. Well, he wore he was a cross dresser. He wore like garters and pantyhose and panties and brassieres and shit under his suits, but it's funny too because they're also saying, "Oh, he's an LGBTQ." It's like, no, he wasn't. He was a straight dude who liked fucking frilly things.
Yeah,
he wasn't gay. He was just, really, really into the feel of lace on his junk. It's called cross dressing. It's a whole thing that somehow got folded into all this other shit that it's not.
I got a buddy of mine that I went to high school with for years. He's kind of a small, petite, kind of effeminate sort of dude, but he's not gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went on, got married, had kids, did the whole thing. Apparently, throughout from like 2000 to 2015, every other weekend or so, he would dress up as a starlet, as a Hollywood starlet, and go to bars in Atlanta, try to pick up dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not gay.
I mean, maybe. Yeah,
let me tell you how I found out about this now. Now, okay, so I had heard a story once from a very fucked up friend of mine who told me that homeboy did this stuff. And I was like, okay. And I knew the guy. I've known the guy for years. And I'm like, that sounds kind of wild, right? I mean, it's not completely, I mean, he was a theater kid, but at the same time, he seems to have moved on from all that shit. And then we were supposed to go somewhere and do some shit in Augusta. Plans changed. We ended up taking a left and ended up in underground Atlanta up there. And I'm sitting in a random goddamn bar. I don't even know which one. And I'm kind of pissed because I was supposed to be going to a particular bar to do a particular thing. And now we're at this random fucking bar and I don't know what the fuck's going on. But they're buying me drinks. And so everything's cool. And this kind of hot chick sits down next to me, and I look at her and I recognize her, and at the same time I can't figure out where the fuck I've ever seen this bitch before in my life. And I looked her straight in the face, turned and looked at the guy across the table from me, and I went, Jesus fucking Christ. And he was like, I thought I was gonna have to kiss you before you'd figure it out. And I was like, bitch, please.
Yeah.
It's wild, bro. But I mean, the thing is he made a very convincing Greta Garbo if Greta Garbo was like 5'1"
and a dude. You know,
I never understood why he does blonde bombshells, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Zilege, to answer your question, is like this guy is basically the founding director of the FBI. The Hoover Dam is named after him, or no, that was named after the President Hoover, wasn't it? Yeah, President Hoover. But
the FBI is made in this man's image,
right? He basically built it up. You know, their paranoia, their propensity to spy on everybody, to record everything that's ever said anywhere in any kind of electronic way since telephones were invented, radios, that sort of thing. Everything that Nixon ever learned about fucking keeping tabs on every conversation he's ever had, he learned from this asshole and Henry Kissinger. And all that. What kills me is like this particular image here of the man, right? Does it strike you at all how similar Hoover looked at that age to Machine Gun Kelly? The gangster, not the rapper.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
Yeah. Actual Machine Gun Kelly, not that twerp in the fucking tattoos.
I want to grab the image now and move some tattoos onto his face.
Yeah.
George Nelson, not
yeah,
yeah.
This is one of the things that kills me about today's modern rap scene is like you get a bunch of these guys who are going and they're taking these names or variants of these names, and people are thinking that, oh, this is that guy, he's so original. It's like, no, they're taking names from dead people who were much fucking worse people, I might add. Before we start this, I have to ask, ladies in the audience, you got to let me know, is what she's saying true?
I mean, just at a glance, I don't care.
I was actually going to say, and fellas in the audience, smash or pass.
Definite smash. This is
smash.
This is wait a month to check for herpes. Smash.
That's like I'm on a pleasure visa to Iceland. Smash.
Right. This is the only problem I have. She has the nose ring.
Yeah, I mean, you just like grab it a little bit and lead her face in the right direction.
Getty dude to it.
That's what that's for, right?
Fucking.
There it is. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
Fucking thing a guy can do is make a little noise.
God bless Gary Busey.
I don't know if probably going to keep going forever.
that was his Merry Christmas this year. Is a goose.
Gary Busey is a gift to
the
world.
Oh God, yes. I mean, everybody thinks he's nuts, but really he's just trapped in some fucking contractual hell and knows it. There's no way out, so he just doesn't work.
So we've got a yeah, that's hot from Aaron Laura.
Sure. Okay, hold on. We'll do it again. This is pretty hot
The
question.
hottest fucking
That.
thing a guy can do is make a little noise.
Yeah, she has a point there.
This is one of the
It
greatest
sounds
little fucking
great.
TikTok clips I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, God, I love that one.
Okay, you're going to have to walk me through this one, Big Dog. Hit me.
Okay, so there's an argument out there that says that 2A only applies to weapons that were available to the populace at the time it was written, which is bullshit. If you actually read it, it doesn't say that at all. But there's an argument for that. So this is a I think probably the best response to that because just go ahead.
Father's intended. 4 ruffians break into my house. The devil! As I grab my powdered wig and Kentucky rifle, blow a golf ball-sized hole through the first man, he's dead on the spot. Draw my pistol on the second man, misses him entirely because it's smoothbore and nails the neighbor's dog. I have to resort to the cannon mounted at the top of the stairs, loaded with grape shot. Tally-ho, lad! Grape shot shreds 2 men in the blast. The sound and extra shrapnel set off car alarms. Fix bayonets and charge the last terrified rapscallion. Bleeds out, waiting on the police to arrive, since triangular bayonet wounds are impossible to stitch up. Ah, just as the founding fathers intended.
And I'm proud to be an American.
Because at least I know I'm free. I don't remember
As
the rest
far
of
as
the
that
words.
triangular bayonet wound, it's just that applying pressure doesn't do nearly as good.
They're a lot more a little more difficult to deal with, but they're not. It's not like you've been slashed by a ninja sword from an 80s movie.
Is that the last one?
I don't recall. I dropped a lot of links. I don't remember.
Let's see. I'll check.
Your last one will be the one right before mine.
Yeah.
Since I've been there.
My favorite bit of that, though, is at the end when he's just painting his face in the rapscallion's blood.
I was watching, I forget who it was. I think it might have been Badger or Soviet Womble, one of the game streamers.
Oh,
and
right.
But he's in his chat started reading that whole paragraph. And he said he got to the part, 4 ruffians break into my house, and I grabbed my powdered wig and my Kentucky rifle, and somebody cut him off and said, listen, if I break into some dude's house and he calls me a ruffian, I'm out right then.
This dude. So this channel, I've recently stumbled across this channel too, Sam. He is like the David Attenborough of Crackhead Central.
You know what's funny is our good friend Truism the Stormcrow does a few little things like this about what he calls Nibba society.
Careful.
I just said what he said, man.
I know.
I know. Like, it's YouTube friendly as far as I know. But the
first
time he said it in front of me, I'm like, what the hell is a Nibba? And he's like, think about it.
Just think about it, bro. You darker than me, but he darker than you. It might be safe for him and not you.
Oh, he's very black. But he does kind of this whole like AI, like Robin Leach, Richard Attenborough kind of voiceover thing for very large black women twerking in public kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
It's like, this is the Daggle in the wild kind of
thing. The Daggle.
Yeah. So anyway, this reminded me of that, but better.
Are you ready, bro?
Yo, go.
Let's do it.
In the concrete jungle, a rare and remarkable species emerges. Chat, is this real? This is the greater urban scavenger. Observe his intense focus. He has spotted a prize, a fucking monolithic, heavy-duty refrigerator. With a sudden burst of primal strength, he hoists the massive fridge onto his back, a feat that would leave a common man paralyzed. But the journey has only just begun. To reach his nesting grounds, he must utilize a secondary tool, the rusted two-wheeled bicycle. He mounts the metal beast with the grace of a mountain goat on methamphetamine.
I mean, that's accurate. Like, did he
Dude.
not just smoothly transition onto that bicycle?
That was surprising.
That's what I'm pausing it for. Is this just
He
wow?
mounts the metal beast with the grace.
Are we
of
sure
a
this isn't
mountain goat
AI?
On methamphetamine.
I'm not sure this isn't AI.
The fucking aura on this man. Clearly, he is the apex predator of the streets. And there he goes, carrying an appliance 3 times his own fucking body weight. Deep with
If this is real, that is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
I used to know a dude. You've heard the term restart streak, right? You know what I'm talking about? So Homeboy kind of talks like that dude from Sling Blade. Not quite.
Your lucky day today.
Pretty close. And one afternoon, me and a group of guys were basically fiddle fucking around trying to figure out, there's like 6 of us, how to put the 6-cylinder engine on the back of the truck. And we had access to a couple of different tools, but none of them were quite hefty enough to pick it up. And he was standing there, big old wad of dip in his mouth, just filthy as the day is long. And he's like, "What you trying to do?" And I'm like, "Trying to put this engine block in the bed of this truck." And he goes, "All right." And he hands me his Coke. "Hold this." I took it. And he squatted down and grabbed it. He picked it up, set it on the bed of the truck. And let me be clear, he didn't set it on the tailgate because it would have folded like tinfoil under it. He set it up in the bed. He put it out almost at an arm's, a full-size motherfucking 6-cylinder engine block. And he turned around, took a drink, looked at me, said, "Thanks." I walked away. And every single one of us, there were 2 like fucking 6'6", 375-pound football players that we had talked into coming over and helping us do this, and they just hadn't gotten to actually doing it yet, right? And Homeboy just box squatted that shit and tossed it up there, and they're standing there with their jaws on the floor going, "We need to side him." Like, side him immediately.
Right?
Just hand him the ball, tell him to go over there and knock anything over that tries to stop you. Okay.
Zilege, you're making me want to do voices again. Don't do that,
Hey,
because it's not
wait.
well.
Have you ever seen the original Bobby Boucher?
Did
did Bobby Boucher before Adam Sandler did it?
No.
Okay. All right. Ardent's got a video backstage that he brought. That's the first link that you shared.
Yep.
Second one's just Wikipedia, which shame on you.
Yeah.
What
Well, that was that
would you like to tell us?
thing. Yeah, this one blew me away. I couldn't believe how stupid people could be, even as long ago as this might have been filmed.
Before we hit play on this, I gotta do Zilege a favor here. He's egging me on.
Grift.
G'day, mates. Today we're going to be looking at an episode. Oh fuck! I just screwed it all up. Never mind. I was going to do it. Something about the inland taipan and poking it in the edges. We're just going to tickle his balls a little. Now you might bite.
I don't like this. What's happening? I don't like this at all. Stop it.
It's all in a day's work for the crocodile hunter.
Oh my God. I don't like seeing the parents fight.
Anyway, yeah, no, I fucked that all up. I had a whole thing in my head. It's better if I don't have a script because then I just can go. But yeah.
That's why you always hear Alex Jones screaming about the gay frogs, because that's all anyone can remember about him on the fly.
I used to do a really good Steve Irwin. I'm obviously rusty.
Yeah, you should.
The other Alex Jones one is, "I will eat your ass."
No. I have it on good authority that Hillary Clinton's vagina smells exactly like brimstone. That's what.
That's awesome.
He actually said that. I'm pretty sure.
I know. I remember it.
Allegedly. You ready for this?
Yo.
You win a free 10-ounce silver bar, pure silver bullion, or a free Hershey's king-size chocolate bar.
Take this one.
You'll take the chocolate bar. Who needs a 10-ounce bar of silver? Have a good day. It's your choice. A free 10-ounce bar.
I'm keeping score. This is how bad this video gets. There's one.
Seriously, bro?
A silver bullion or a free king-size Hershey bar.
I think I'll take the Hershey bar.
Go ahead. It's your lucky day. Just fresh out of the refrigerator.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who needs a 10-ounce bar of silver when you can have a good, delicious bar of chocolate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You'd rather have the Hershey bar than the silver bar?
Yes, I would.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah, the Hershey bar, you can eat the silver bar.
Yeah, that's right. You can't eat this. What are you going to do with a 10-ounce bar of silver, right? You know. Which one do you want?
All right. This makes my autism itch, but let me see if I can hammer out the actual logic behind this. Now, I see you counting, but hear me out.
Yeah, I'll just hold the score.
The chances of legal repercussions coming back from taking the chocolate bar is way lower than the chances of taking 10 ounces of silver off of a dude on the street. You may have to explain where the silver come from, and there's all kinds of questions that come about it on the backside of that. If homeboy went and stole 10 ounces of silver from the jewelry store across the street and is now over here trying to give it away, or a chocolate bar, that could be a problem in the future. However, if I take the chocolate bar, it's probably not going to be an issue.
I mean, I suppose that depends on if you keep the silver in its original form or not, right?
Well, yeah, I'm going to kill a vampire or werewolf immediately.
Like I'm gonna melt it down, maybe turn a fair amount of it into like filigree for a fucking mirror frame or some shit like that, just so that you know, it's there. But it's
always wanted a 10-ounce silver skull.
I carry 2 ounces of silver in my fucking wallet, man.
I wear a silver ring that's too pure. And I'm also the asshole that shakes with his left hand. Because that's the one I have the silver ring on. So, hi. Stay away from me, Dracula.
Just in case, right?
All the demons everywhere. Just back off. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up. Hell, I also used to, forever, I haven't done this in a while, but I do have them in my truck. I used to keep salt handy, like super handy. And talk about weirding some motherfuckers out. I'd go to some fucking drug deal and shit goes sideways, and in the middle of it, I'd pull out the salt and sprinkle it on the floor. And they'd be like, "What the fuck was that? I'm casting spells, motherfucker. What's it to you?" Like, tell you what, just take it and go. Thank you.
Right.
Fucking with me, I'll put a root on your ass.
The amazing number of people that'll leave you alone if they think you actually do know voodoo.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you take a small step outside of the realm of normality. But here's the thing. I firmly believe that the old wives' tale, all of the old folk wisdoms and shit, that all of that stuff has a purpose. It just may be so subtle that you don't recognize it, right? Like the salt thing, right? Salt was once extremely valuable.
It's true.
And as such, prayers are little sacrifices of time on someone else's behalf. Throwing salt over your shoulder is a tiny sacrifice of prosperity for continued prosperity. And the 21 gun salute is a tiny sacrifice of military strength for a fallen soldier. And all of these things are all sacrifices to that which is, without defining exactly what you're sacrificing it to. Which is a little creepy if you think about it.
You know, I mean, but Arden's right about the voodoo thing. I actually do know a little bit of voodoo. I don't practice it, but I don't really have a problem with letting other people think that I do.
Well, I don't practice Santeria. And I don't got no crystal ball.
That punk ass Sancho been at it again.
Yeah.
I have a magic. It's an actual cube 8-ball from a pool table, and I will throw that thing at you, and I call that casting a spell because you will be unconscious when I'm done.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt when you do it.
Fireball.
Dude, lightning bolt. They'll swear they got struck by lightning.
Oh, the darkness.
Hey man, do y'all watch NPC Man? Epic NPC Man.
Oh yeah. Viva La Dirt League. Yeah.
Dirt League. Viva Dirt League. One of my favorites. It tickles me every time I think about it. The fast travel. Do you remember how fast travel works? From your perspective in the game, it looks like you go to sleep and wake up where you're going, right?
Right.
But what actually happens is when your character's standing there doing the little spotlight movements and stuff, he looks over both shoulders. When he looks away, the guy hits him in the back of the head and then lugs him through the.
That makes so much sense.
Found out something on Fallout 4 that I was unaware of. When you fast travel from one location to another, you don't actually fast travel. What happens is the game plots how many hours it would take you to make that walk and just charges you that many hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Skyrim.
the rest of the game continues to move as though time was moving normally. So yeah.
So I got a problem right now where when I was setting everything up, I set up my supply lines from locations that I had large numbers of people at. And now my supply lines look like a freaking tangled freaking spider's web. And I'm having to go and wait at each place until the dude with the supplies shows up so I can retask him to something else and rebuild my supply line network. And one of those guys goes from Warwick Farms, which is the southeast south place, to Sanctuary, which is the northeast north place. That motherfucker only shows up about once a month. I've been sitting at my settlement just tapping my heels together. I had out of sheer boredom, I have built an impenetrable defense in this place just because I've been standing around in it long enough for it to get attacked twice. Like what happens, I had mine set up where they spawn. What happens is they spawn in, they blow up, and then the next wave spawns in. And all the people pull out their guns and take 2 steps and then stop. Anyway, then there's rocket launchers.
Yeah. That's why I never got into the community building part of that game. I always thought that was just like a huge waste of time because of the fast travel mechanics, right? So say you made it all the way across to, some other exotic place. You're in the middle of getting into a dungeon. All of a sudden it pops up. It's like, oh my God, the drive-in's under attack by bandits, right? What am I going to do? Like I leave the dungeon, even if I fast travel back there, the time's going to progress. And if I didn't fortify them to begin with, they're fucked. They're dead by the time I get there.
Well, they're not dead. They don't actually die.
They do when I shoot them.
That's true. They're dead when you finally get there. Yes. Well, I did it a little different. I've been playing Fallout for like 8 years or some shit like that. And the first time I played it, I randomly stumbled across the settlement system and got real pissy because that wasn't the point of that game.
Right. That's been my issue.
And so I ended up playing through as Minutemen, and then every time I played after that, I would get sucked into the Minutemen storyline, and I couldn't figure out how it was happening. And what you have to do is never do the first Minuteman mission at all, and then Preston Garvey will leave you the fuck alone.
You could just shoot him too, right?
He's a critical character. You shoot him all you want, he'll just like squat down and then stand back up.
Have you tried?
I've tried.
Reverse pickpocketing him with a proximity mine?
It's the updated patched version, dude. He just squats down for a little while and talks about needing
I swear I remember a time where you could just cap him right off.
I'll tell you another one. Before this is, I don't know when this update took place, but there are actual dogs in the game now. Like different actual breeds, and they're
I did see a thing about where you could mod it to change dog meat's breed.
Right. Well, I think it's part of the Creation Club updates and stuff. There are different dog breeds available as attack dogs instead of them all being mutant dogs or mongrel dogs. for years there was no dogs in Fallout except dog meat. Dog meat was the only bred dog that you would come across in every game in Murder Hobo mode.
That's not strictly accurate. It's not every game.
No, it's one playthrough.
It's the ones that let me. I look. I'm not gonna lie. That first time I got to that village of kids, Fallout 3, and that one little fucker wouldn't shut the hell up, I might have taken a couple of pot shots at his head. Problem is, the game code won't let you shoot kids.
And you get an award for trying.
Yeah. He was annoying.
Yes. Yes. You ever play what was the name of that freaking game? Baldur's Gate. The original Baldur's Gate.
Long time ago. I didn't really go in much for like isometric stuff. I played like Fallout 1 and 2. I played Fallout Tactics. I played I think Baldur's Gate 2
is the best character in that game.
So, oh look, we have God's favorite ant. You would get right along with our pal Mandatory Carry on that. Except I don't think he'd allow New Vegas.
Well, I don't know about New Vegas, but I know he hates Fallout 4. He calls it fake out.
Yeah, he hates 3. He hates 4. He hates fucking everything to do with 76. Yeah. Anything Bethesda touched, essentially. But I don't think he liked New Vegas either.
He's a purist, and I can respect that. I don't have any hate for that. It's just he knows so much about the baseline Fallout that it would be nice to be able to have a conversation with him without him actually geeking out.
Right. Zilege, no, Dark Alliance was actually a spin-off of the original Baldur's Gate isolinear RPGs.
That was PlayStation, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was.
I played all that shit. I broke Baldur's Gate. Let me tell you how I broke Baldur's Gate. Because this is so fucking dumb. So I ran a fighter mage who did 5 levels as fighter and then dropped down to become a mage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Built him as a mage, barely able to be a fighter, so he's kind of a sucky fighter. Then when you get the little summon skeleton spell and you upgrade that to the 2nd tier, you summon like a elemental skeleton that has a little bit of elemental damage with their damage. Now, what you do is you go to one of the places, there's like 2 in the whole game. One of them's right at the very beginning of the fucking game. Once you get the ice elemental skeleton, you go to one of the summon shrines or the travel portals or whatever the hell it was. And there's one where you can summon, because when you first get there, it's a combat field, right? And you can summon your critter. You summon your critter. You come out of town. You summon your critter. You go back into town. And then when you come out of town, your critter's still there and will follow you as long as you don't actually change full map zones, right? You can go from screen to screen across the map and do 9 windows with it, which means you can carry it pretty far the fuck away, provided you go straight there. And so I had and he levels up too. It's fucking wild. He levels up too. He gets stronger as you progress. His file doesn't get rewritten from frame to frame. And so, but he does heal, right? When he goes to a new frame, when you have to load into the next frame, you've got your usual 6 guys and then this extra undead thing running around just wreaking utter fucking havoc on everything. Because it says you have control over it, and you can take control of it and make it go stand over there. But if there's anything aggro anywhere, it attacks it. Yeah, no, I broke it, dude. And that wasn't the only thing. There was a bunch of little things like that game had iron stones, right? But they were kind of glitched out. You could stack them, and you could put them on, right? But if you stacked them and then put them on, you'd get the effect of one of the own stones. But you could like double click your inventory and your pause button and hit the equip button, and it would just stack them into the floating stones around your head and I always imagined it being like having a fucking beehive, right? I had like 30 of them fuckers. I had like 25 strength, 25 dex. I was just a walking fucking unit, bro. It's stupid. Like I said, I broke the game.
I get the suspicion that Sasquatch is the reason that developers started patching things.
Let me tell you.
It's people like me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's people like me too, because whenever I picked up a game, from pretty much the time I first started playing a game, I always looked for ways to break it. I always looked for what did the programmer developer not do that would prevent me from being able to find a shortcut or an exploit. I always look for that stuff. That's why I love Skyrim versus so much.
Morrowind, dude. I completely eradicated Morrowind. It was a couple of buddies of mine. This is going to end on kind of a sad note, but none of us could afford an Xbox back in the day. So a buddy of ours was selling an Xbox. We tossed some money together. We all bought an Xbox. And over the next year or two, we kind of passed it off between each other. And eventually somebody bought out the Xbox until it was just me and a buddy of mine who both owned this Xbox. And depending on what was going on in our life, one or the other of us would have it. And there's various Morrowind saves on it. But there's this one that the first one we started that has been on there since probably the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s. Like, it's very early. It's an original Xbox, and it's before it had any of the removable data or any of that shit. It's just one of those native save files that you can't really do anything with now. So 10 or 12 different people played it, and at the time that all of this was done, I was working like 3 jobs, and so I didn't get to fuck with the damn thing for the first 3 years that, quote unquote, we owned it. And then one day it got dropped off at the house because everybody was going out of state or whatever, and I got to play with it for a while. And while I was playing with it, I was fucking around with the way magic works in the game. And I've got a character that's like 500th level or what the fuck ever, because everybody's been playing the same character, right? And I don't know what level it is, but they had apparently never bothered to do like certain soul stone type enchantments, right? And I went and decided, because none of that tree was lit up, nobody had done it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll just take everything off my character, start out like it's a new character, and go through and do stuff as this dude, which didn't work because everything scales. And so I got my ass fucking creamed and had to do lots of stealth sniping and shit. But anyway, when it was all said and done, I created a stone that upped all of my skills, all of my points to max points. To when I was basically 100 man when I had this stone on the brooch. And without the stone, I'm just some normal dude. So I made this thing, I stuck it on it, and I was running around doing stuff, being the dragon warrior or whatever the fuck it is, deity is. And, you know, I think I did the assassin's fucking storyline while I had it. And eventually I realized I was not going to be playing the game for a while, and I went and took it off and dropped it off at my house, because I always go steal this one house in fucking Balmora and just live there. And all my stuff is in that one house, and I just went and dropped it on like a stool or something in the house and just left it there. And it's like, this house is like completely full of all kinds of crazy armor and trophies and shit that I took off people. And then I gave the Xbox to a buddy of mine, and he went and plays it for a while. And then one night, this tweaker buddy, one of the guys on the list, he calls me up and he goes, "I understand you own a house in Balmora." And I'm like, "What?" Well, yeah, what of it? He's like, "I found a rock in that house that makes me a god." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my rock. Put that motherfucker back, dude. What are you doing?" He's like, "Where did this thing, what is this?" And I'm like, "No, that's my game breaking shit. You put it back on the stool, I'll let it go. How dare you, sir?"
Oh man. Real quick before we continue on too much, how many of these fucking people took the candy bar, man?
I honestly don't know. I watched until her, and I thought this is going to be absolutely atrocious, terrible, and faith in humanity destroying.
Well, they all got a candy bar.
Probably the chocolate, because I'm a girl and
Go.
it's been a cranky day.
Okay, it's yours. Eat it quick because it's getting hot out here.
Fine.
Just offering people a free Hershey bar today or a free silver bar. Which one would you prefer?
Silver. I'll take the.
Who needs a silver bar? Lucky day today. A free chilled Hershey bar straight out of the fridge, or this bar of silver. It's 10 ounces.
What are you guys doing?
Which one do you want?
Well, I don't have any way to do anything with the silver.
Okay, so you'd prefer the Hershey bar?
Yeah, but is it real?
Yes.
Is
Straight
the
out.
silver real?
Hold on. See,
Silver is real.
that's another point. If the Hershey bar is real, does that mean the silver is real? What if the silver is not real? What if this is all a big pranky thing, right? That's why nobody touches the silver. And I bet you a couple of people tried. I mean, if we don't see anybody take the silver, or if it ends when someone does.
I mean, yeah, you got plenty of jump cuts between customers, so
yeah.
Seem real.
The Hershey bar doesn't seem real. I mean, we could go into this coin shop. We could verify the silver bar is real.
No, that's right.
It's real.
I always take chocolate.
Always take chocolate. Enjoy. You're a winner today. We're offering a free Hershey bar right out of the fridge.
Okay.
Or a free silver bar. It's 10 ounces. It's a little tarnished. Which one do you want?
I will point out
Chocolate bar.
Go ahead.
Do what?
his stack of chocolate bars is getting shorter. He's down to like 3 there now.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people were just like, yeah, fuck you, dude, and didn't take either.
And yeah, probably a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a scam, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a scam. I wouldn't even
well, but I would have gone, fuck, I don't think the fucking silver bar. I got to jump on that thing.
Are you sure though? Because when you're in public, you're a little bit more on edge than you are right now. You know, you're in the privacy of your own home. You're all relaxed and everything.
Yeah, says you.
You're walking out of
shadow people. I do.
Jumps out and he's like, "Boo! You want chocolate or silver? Give me the chocolate. Go away, dude. Damn."
Yeah, I'm taking candy from a stranger.
Literally, rather than silver that you might have to explain later. I mean, the IRS is definitely going to be interesting.
That is the other thing, and I think Andy Pickle brought it up in
you
chat.
guys have the IRS to be concerned with. We don't have that up here.
Right.
If you can pocket it before the government discovers you have it, you're good.
Well, I mean, technically, that's true here. But trust me, if you come across $5,000 worth of gold and you try to get rid of $5,000 worth of gold and you don't explain where that $5,000 worth of gold comes from, you're going to explain where that $5,000 came from.
Fair enough.
That's how that works.
Yeah, but yeah, that's that. I think Andy Pickle was the one who brought this up in chat earlier. It's like this. All of our youths were told never, ever, ever to take free gifts, especially candy from strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these
But
people
you
are just like, yeah, give me the candy. Give me the candy. Give me the candy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, half of them are girls that kind of look like they have a fantasy of being kidnapped in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these people have no survival instincts. They're all
Yeah. Or like,
Okay,
hey,
hold on.
don't mind the camera. Why don't you hop in this van with us? We'll go over to our studio here just a little ways over here and get to know each other better. I'll make you a superstar, baby.
Yeah, pay no attention to the camera. Does this rag smell like chloroform? Honestly, I want to try that just to see how many people would go and stick their nose in just to see.
What does chloroform smell like?
What would be even worse is like how many of those people who stick their nose in just to see actually know what chloroform smells like in the first place?
They probably don't. They just want to know. Dude, you're going to prison. Because you see, the thing is the first time it works, then you got to explain yourself.
Right.
As long as nobody does it, it's fine. It's just funny.
What's
the
that thing that's
if it goes down like a sack of salt.
Smells
Yeah,
like
what's that thing that the fat electrician's always saying? It's never a war crime the first time.
first time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But listen. You say they have a bad situational awareness, no sense of self-preservation, that shit. It's not so much that anymore. It's that the online spaces, the TikToks and the all of this stuff, simply having earbuds. Think about it. You see somebody walking down the street in 1985 and they're talking to themselves and screaming at the top of their lungs. You'll cross the street to avoid them. You never have a problem with them. That crime never takes place. But because they assume you're talking to somebody on the phone, you end up getting hit in the fucking head with a board with a nail in it because that motherfucker's crazier than a shithouse rat. And you didn't self-protect because they had an earbud in.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So what I'm taking from that is if I put an AirPod in, I can go and beat the hell out of people and get away with it.
Let me close some windows and see if I can find the Bobby Boucher clip.
I mean, look, Pratchett was right about this shit too. 99% of fucking getting what you want is just acting like you belong where you don't.
Yep. Dude, I had this one job where every time I wanted to take a break, I would grab we all wore color-coded hats, and when I wanted to take a break, I'd go put on a yellow vest and one of the white hats and pick up a clipboard, and I'd go walk to the far side of the plant where nobody knew.
I'm a supervisor.
I just sit over there, smoke cigarettes for a while, come back, go back to work. But I'd only do it whenever I got all fucking pissy. Like I needed to get the fuck away from there. I was going to choke somebody. That was back before I chilled out. The original Bobby Boucher.
Yeah. We'll probably finish up the show with this because we're coming up on 3 hours. This has actually been the first time I think we've gone this long in a while.
Yeah, ArdentPardy's great fun.
Yeah. Also, you didn't have to bail at the 2-hour mark, so there's that.
I was under the impression you guys normally only did 2 hours. It's good to know that you don't.
That is
sometimes we'll go as long as it goes. It generally doesn't get too much over 3 hours. If it gets to 3 hours, we did do a 5-hour episode once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the 150th episode. That was we were EFAPing the God Makers. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to do a fairly regular stream like once a week. It was regularly go to 6 and sometimes 7 or 8 hours. And dear God, it would kill me. I don't know Zilege. I never watched the full video, and neither did you.
Right.
But I will be nice, and I'll grab the link and throw it in chat for you.
And I can't find this clip to save my life. But there was a dude, a comedian back in the mid 80s.
On my X page because I had to grab it from Telegram. Sorry.
What were you saying, Sasquatch?
There was a comedian. He used to do this bit on stage. And when you see him do it, you know Adam Sandler stole that dude, that character for Bobby Boucher. The second you see him start talking.
Was that one of the SCTV guys?
Huh?
Was it one of the SCTV guys?
I can't remember. But he does this bit where he the concussion disease, chronic concussion syndrome or whatever it is, where he gets his lines wrong in a very uniform manner, right? Like it's always wrong the same way. It's fucking hilarious. It's one of the best little comedy skits I've seen in years.
I haven't watched a lot of sketch comedy in a long fucking time.
This was a stand-up bit. This was a sketch comedian.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of that either. Most of the stand-up that I really enjoy, right, are from people who stopped doing it like 30 years ago on account of they died, like Bill Hicks.
Oh man, Bill Hicks was a fucking boss.
Bill Hicks was a goddamn national treasure, is what he was.
Sam Kinison. Fuck, I loved Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison was my spirit animal, just loud and angry.
Yeah, it was. I did see this bit the other day. Some podcast full of dudes and one chick were watching a Bill Hicks bit, and he was talking about how, Adam and Eve, and he was just like, and how Adam was just like, isn't this great? You know, we got all the food we want, and we got all the food we want. We got all the, sunshine we could ever want, plenty of water. We're free. We're happy. All the animals love us. God's smiling down on us and all this stuff. Isn't that just great? And Eve's like, yeah, but it's not really enough, is it? And I think that explains women in a nutshell. They end the clip, and it goes back to the podcast, and everybody's cackling except the woman. And I look over, just like, what, you didn't think that was funny? She's like, no, I just thought there would be more. And he's like, well, that's kind of his point.
All right. So fair warning, bro. We're liable to get copyrighted beyond the fucking moon on this one. I don't know that, but it's actually a skit from an old Rodney Dangerfield show that was out for like 2 months on like 2 a.m. And I can't figure out the dude's name. It's not Mitch Hedberg, but he's like one of those types of people. I'm gonna give it like 5 seconds for him to do this first bit. I just want you to hear his voice, right? All right. So
Billy Bob Brubeck, University of Texas.
Yeah.
Right guard.
All right.
That's him. That's Bobby Boucher.
Now, the thing is once he gets to
San Francisco University.
Oh.
Tight end.
Wow.
I know, man. But anyway, he does this bit where he's doing an interview after the game, and he's like, well, I'm pretty glad God let us finally beat the and he gets the name of the team wrong, and he gets the location wrong, and he gets the interviewer's name wrong, and he gets the radio station's name wrong. And he fucks the whole thing up. But he does a good, solid after-game interview that sounds perfectly reasonable, except everything he says is erroneous.
Is this the correct name? Andy Pickles saying Bob Nelson?
It might be.
It is on the title, but I don't know for sure if it is. I can't recognize the guy.
He kind of looks like a more Caucasian Jerry Seinfeld.
Hold on a second. At the time, Bob Nelson and
that confrontation with Richard Pryor and Milton Berle was tense.
And he does a few of these characters that have been kind of hijacked by mainstream media. And just so everybody knows, I've probably said this before at least once, my character of Caucasian Sasquatch is loosely based off of a combination of, God damn it, stop it. A combination of Andrew Dice Clay, Johnny Bravo, and like fucking Phineas, or whichever the smart one was.
I used to live up the street from the guy who created Johnny Bravo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I shit you not, he drives around in a bona fide mystery machine.
Right? I would. I would be a little bit. Johnny Bravo, dude, like, I know we were talking about like really good cartoons. I'm so ready. But here's the thing. When you take the concept of Andrew Dice Clay and then you PG-13 it with Johnny Bravo, it becomes like, oh, God, it's. I mean, what was the bit? Have you ever seen Brain Smasher: A Love Story?
I have not.
Oh my God!
Watch that fucking movie, dude. When you leave here right now, and I don't do this often. You fucking know I don't do this often. When you leave here right now, it is probably Sandra Bullock's second best role and definitely Andrew Dice Clay's best role. And I am aware of the Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
That was the one I could think of.
That's the only Andrew Dice Clay thing I can think of that wasn't like Hickory Dickory
Brain Smasher: A Love Story, dude. It is, and try to get over the fact that is filmed in the stupidest possible manner, and just look at the goddamn plot, dude. It's fucking bulletproof.
I might check that. I will. You're gonna have to email me the fucking title because I will forget. But But yeah, and Zilege, as far as Jerry Springer or Jerry Seinfeld being Caucasian, I would think so, but it kind of depends on who you ask. Nick Fuentes, I think, would have a different opinion on that.
And what's with the airline food anyway?
No, I don't have a problem with Jerry Seinfeld though. I think that guy's pretty cool.
I hate everyone on Friends.
Well, he wasn't on Friends.
Everyone on Friends, I can't stand any of them. With a moderate exception to like pre-Friends Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, no. You know what you need to do is what the fuck is the name of that? He did David Schwimmer did a movie he did a couple of movies with Shaun of the Dead guy, Simon Pegg, right? But there's one in particular that I'm thinking of. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it's called off the top of my head. Let me look this up real quick because it's gonna bug me. But anyway, you need to see this fucking movie. It's hysterical and very dark.
Big Nothing?
Yes. That's it.
That's the first one that came up when I did a search. So.
Yep. It's wait, no, there's Big Nothing and then there's Run Fat Boy Run, which was a different thing.
Okay, yeah, the only one that's coming up is that Big Nothing.
I think it's Big Nothing. So basically they're down on their luck telemarketers who decide to commit crime, and it goes horribly, horribly, horribly wrong and just keeps getting wronger. And I dare you to watch that movie and not come out with a better appreciation for David Schwimmer.
All right. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me do this. What's the name of that film?
Big Nothing.
The Big Nothing.
No, just Big Nothing.
Just Big Nothing.
I think I've seen it.
Yep,
yeah. Yeah, okay.
Right. It's got Alice Eve in it. And
You ever
John
seen Mitch
Polito's in it.
Hedberg? You ever seen the Mitch Hedberg stand-up bit about Sasquatch?
I don't recall if I have or not. No.
So he does this bit where he explains that, you see, Sasquatch is not, he's not what you think he is. He's not a big furry monkey dude. He's just blurry. Like, that's why you can't get a solid film of him, because his actual appearance is blurry. So welcome in, OPD. Good to see you, girl. Oh. I remember I was really, really, really fucked up one night and was listening to some old Mitch Hedberg material, and he dropped that shit on me, and I reached over and stopped it. There's like a group of people in this room taking apart VCRs and shit, and I just reached over and stopped it and had to think about that shit for a while. It's just blurry.
Did you ever see that Dave Landau bit about werewolves?
No, but I'll hum a few bars. I might be able to fake it.
It's kind of one of those stories that he has to tell. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find it.
I'm looking it up.
When people mention stand-up comedy and cryptids, I always flash to Eddie Murphy talking about his brother-in-law's Puerto Rican wife, who's actually just a Bigfoot that they shaved down.
Is it the Wolfmaster one?
I think it's in that one, yeah. But like that's a more of a 15-minute stand-up bit, whereas the actual story is actually much shorter than that. Let's see.
With a werewolf.
Yes.
They arrested me and I was institutionalized for 2 weeks, and I met my roommate who was a werewolf. That's what he believed.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
I've heard that story. Yeah, that's good.
All right, I have it. Shall we?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to stay with him. And they're like, well, he's not really a werewolf. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's
what happens when the moon turns full?
Well, he attacked me. Yeah. So one night he just started howling.
Was he naked when he
attacked
attacked
he ripped all
you?
his clothes off because he thought he was a werewolf, dude. He's jumping on top of me, and I grabbed a lamp to hit him with it, but it was fucking glued down because it's a mental hospital. He's on top.
This is why you couldn't do drugs.
You know it's gonna happen. Those bastards suck. Fuck them. I'd sue them. And I would sue them for the grounds that I was attacked by a fucking werewolf.
Right? It's a regular Jean Grenier over here.
That's so good.
That's a deep cut reference to like fucking 16th century France, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay.
Trying to bite
Hold on, let's finish it.
me, and I'm like holding him back, and that's when they came in and they ran at him, they hit him with the syringe, they pulled him off me, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want to be here, like I'll never drink again, you know, like basically crying like a bitch, like, and you know, I'll never drink again was like my catchphrase through the 90s. They arrested me, and
Dude,
we've all had things like that. I will never drink again.
It wasn't the whole 90s, but definitely the late 90s for me.
All right, so I managed to get Dusty drunk on stream the other day. You showed up for some of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
So let me tell you how that happened. That had nothing to do with me. That was just a byproduct of one of the donors of the channel basically buying out Dusty's will to resist. Right? And because he'd already been donated the money to do the thing, it was Mike's birthday. When I showed up with a pint to drink, right? That was my plan, was to drink it and then go to bed. I was drinking with Mike. It's Mike's birthday. He invited me. We're going to do it, right? So we get there. 2 shots in, this man starts talking like he's from Arkansas. It was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. He went from doing that weird non-regional diction that he speaks in that I'm sure he learned when he was in college, right? And it doesn't sound schmarmy, but at the same time, I'm not uneducated, right? It's that non-regional diction shit. I do the same thing whenever I'm talking to people that I take seriously. But it was tons of freaking fun, and he probably very seriously regretted it. And Mike did a bunch of giveaways and stuff. It was neat. I hope I never get to do it again, because I'm like 20 minutes in and I realized, holy shit, this dude has no control. Like, I'm in control of this panel. Another 20 minutes and he's like, you do realize you're in control of this panel.
Hey, darling.
Hey, darling. How you doing?
It's did we? I don't recall. Did we finish that clip? Was that the whole clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
So
clip.
essentially, like, there's more to that story. Basically, eventually he gets that guy transferred out and all that shit. But then his next roommate finds himself trapped in a room with a guy who believes he got attacked by a werewolf.
Yeah, me too. But you can't say that. But so I was attacked by a guy who believed he was a werewolf.
Right.
Yeah. Do you ever have any schizophrenic friends? You'll
I had a
immediately
schizophrenic grandfather.
understand, right? Dude, some of them are fun, some are terrifying.
I have one of my closest friends when I was younger had a schizoaffective disorder, which is similar, but with grand mal seizures.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's super fun. Anyway, there were multiple people living in his fucking head, and you never knew who was going to come out of a seizure, and some of them were terrifying.
Right. So
some of them were just fun, but yeah, some of them were terrifying. And one of them was a retard who thought he could fly, and we lived on the 2nd story. It was not good.
Oh no, because I'm on the 5th floor, and that's a hell of a drop.
Yeah.
But listen, no, I got a rather close family member who is 99% of the time a perfectly rational person, but every now and then comes across a trigger that basically convinces him the world's trying to get him, and the only way to get away from it is to take your clothes off and hide in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that tracks.
I don't understand the thought process from point A to point B. I just go and dig his ass out of the woods or the combine or the barn or wherever he's been
Oh,
found.
right. I think you've told me about this guy before on stream, on panel.
Yeah. One time he went and hid in the engine compartment of a combine. He was in there, dude. The only reason anybody knew he was in there was the dogs were like raising immortal hell, and the guy looked out the window and saw him sneak into the barn naked. He called the cops, and the cops like heard what had happened, and so they called me to come talk you out because they didn't even know he was actually in there. They were just pretty sure, and so they were like, "Hey, can you come over here and ask him to come out?" Because this is the fucked up thing. If I walk in and ask him to come out, he just comes creeping out like, "Oh, my bad. Am I being weird again?" Yeah, you go home, dude. Come on, I'll take you home. We'll get you some pants, nice shirt, maybe a bath, somewhere warm. I'll get you a hot chocolate and a flapjack. Come on, let's go.
Indeed.
What a deal, right?
Right.
Many things I wouldn't do for a hot chocolate and a flapjack.
Yeah. So I think on that note, we'll probably bring it to a close here because I have got to go take probably the longest pee in the world, short of the one that Adam Sandler recorded.
Right. No, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Right. Well, I knew a kid in high school who also did this, and it went on for quite a while too.
Right.
He recorded himself pissing, and among a bunch of other weird shit, including a song about how he wanted to kill the guy who ran McDonald's. It was called 3 Bullets and a Spatula. It was high school was a wild time for me.
Mine was kind of lame. I spent all my time trying to go under the radar.
Yeah, I didn't. I was very out there. Very, very out there. I mean, it's what happens when you get a 90s goth in a shit kicker town full of superstitious fuckers.
Yeah, I had a lot of fights too.
So this is why I could call back to what I was saying earlier. I have no problem letting people believe I practice voodoo.
Yeah,
whether I do or not is immaterial.
That's as long as you attack me because you take the seat and works for, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's like, look, you can beat me up now, but you don't know if I know where you live or not, or where you sleep, or which room is yours. You know, it's like, go ahead, throw a punch, see what happens.
The cool part about being
wait.
Sasquatch is I could literally creep on every single person I encounter because I am that guy in the bushes. You know, when you're alone and you feel someone watching you, it's just me, bro. It's just me.
Why do you think I put on that little frilly thing?
Yeah, I had to do joint locks so that people stopped breaking their hands right there.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. This has been a good show, man. It's been a good show. We went 3 hours on basically nothing, which is kind of
good.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we do here, but I think we did it well today.
Abe, brought stuff.
You fucking missed out.
Yeah. You would have drugged the show down anyway, talking about Abe.
Yeah. Didn't really need Power Ranger.
He would have,
and I mean, the green one, he's the worst Power Ranger.
I know, because he's fucking evil until he turns into the white Power Ranger.
Yeah, exactly.
He would have said something with an English accent that laughed at it, and nobody would know what the hell he was talking about, but we'd all laugh just because we don't want him to feel retarded in English.
Yep.
Yes, but at least Gary Busey doesn't.
Right? Well, how do you know? How do you know for a fact that he doesn't? How do you know he's not just playing crazy and he isn't just keeping tabs on each and every one of us?
That's true. How do you know Gary Busey's not in the room with you? God, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight because of that.
Oh fuck, man, fuck! This has been a lot of fun. Ardent, you've been fantastic. We'll have you back on again, man. This is great. Speaking of which, let's go around the horn. Do you have anything coming up that you want to plug? Anything you want to let people know? Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on X and Rumble. The Rumble link is just a second, right?
Yep. It's on the screen. Make him big.
So the Rumble link is right there, and you can find me on Rumble, Tomorrow I will be doing my regular weekend afternoon chill stream. I'll find a couple of stories online, maybe, depending on what grabs my attention. Other than that, I'll play Skyrim for a few hours and just hang out with chat. Look for me during the week. I will be doing more or less the same thing, doing some response videos and looking at certain news stories, etc. Wednesday, I will be returning to the live reads through the Ian Fleming James Bond novels. I believe, about halfway through Live and Let Die right now, and I'll be starting that now Wednesday night. Wednesday night for me, Wednesday afternoon for anybody who's anywhere west of the Canadian Shield. Other than that, yeah, find me on X, find me on YouTube, find me on Telegram if you know where to look. Yeah, so I'm also an attention whore, so you can find me on pretty much any stream that'll have me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, if you're watching on my channel, everybody who is supposed to be on the show's links are in the description below. The only one I had for Ardent was his YouTube link, but it is down there, so you can find him there as well. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. It's been a blast. Sasquatch.
Hi.
I don't want to make you large now though, because you're getting weird, but I'm gonna.
Someone
the
gave
sausage.
me meat. Not sure what to do with it. Seems like too much to eat at once.
God, you're a fucking weirdo.
All right, so tomorrow I have the Blast Radius at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's with Captain Curmudgeon. We're going to be going off about probably sense to some extent. The concept of, humaniform robots and the problems they're going to bring with them. They took our jobs, but also perhaps, I don't know, Tuesday is yes, sir, it is. When's New Year's Eve? What day is New Year's Eve?
Thursday, I think.
Wednesday.
Thursday.
No, Wednesday. It's Wednesday because New Year's Day is Thursday.
Right. Okay. So Tuesday, I'm supposed to be doing a quote unquote New Year's Naughty Corner edition thing. I have no idea what that's going to look like, but that's supposed to be Tuesday at 8 p.m. unless it gets rescheduled to Wednesday to be the New Year's Eve actual stream. We'll see what happens with that. After that, I'm back here unless I decide to do something. And if I do, it'll probably be a tour of my settlement system on Fallout 4 because I'm about to the point where I'm willing to show some people, because they're absolute units.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Get some help.
Yeah. In my case, obviously this is the final SITV of the year. We will be back next Saturday, but it will be 2026. So this is the whole thing. There's a transitory period here. So actually nothing till next year except Tuesday night on the 30th. I will be doing a Whispering in the Dark to kind of cap out the year, final stream of the year, actual final stream of the year, not just the final show of this show. And probably be doing some more. For some reason, weirdly enough, the Star Trek Online streams, a game that's 15 fucking years old and an MMO, have been doing really well. So I will probably be continuing those at least up until Code Vein 2 comes out at the end of January, in which case we're going to switch over to streaming to that. We'll also be back next week with Abyssal Musings. You can find me on Devil's channel, Beelzepub. That is the name of the show. God, I always get that shit mixed up. It's too close. It's one fucking letter off. Beelzehub for Beelzepub. It's a pain in the ass, Devil. It was like all you had to do was make that not anyway. And I think in the new year we'll be resuming Stream of Conscious over on Adam the Renaissance Nerd's channel. And later tonight, you can find me helping out with Amira, the Exiled Lioness, on Exiled Lioness 2. She will be going live, I presume, to talk shit about somebody. I don't know what the plan is tonight, but I'll be there. So check that out. Otherwise, thanks for coming. Thanks for making this a great fucking year. Appreciate all of you. Yeah, other than that, that's all I got. That's all I got. Have a great night. Have a great fucking happy new year to everybody. We'll see y'all soon. And remember, it could always be worse. It could be raining flaming Neil Mohans, you fucking snake. Bye, everybody.